You are now watching Cherry Coke with Coach.
Welcome to Cherry Coke with Coach, episode number 7. We got another fun episode for you today. So once again, please hit that like, follow, share, subscribe. The more I get, the more people I can reach. Big thing that we like to announce is excited about the summer plans for Cherry Coke with Coach. I'm working on a culture building series. So we will have different coaches on to talk about how they created or are creating their culture at their school. I'm going to try and tie in a lot of other sports. As you know, it'll probably be football focused, but I think that would be great. And so pay attention, listen in, tune into all the episodes. We'll start getting some coaches' names out there and let you know who we're going to have on that. I feel like it'll be 5 weeks. I mean, that's about your summer. We'll see how it works out, but I think it'll be good for. I don't want to talk X's and O's. I don't want them to give me any ideas or anything like that. I think I'm trying to steal stuff. I really want to learn culture, learn how they motivate their kids and stuff. I think it'll be good for us. So I think we have another great episode for you today. But like always, we got to see what happened last week. So Coach Kip, what's new?
Oh, it's spring sports season, full grind, full going. We got some junior high track meets, so it'll be fun to see the guys finally having a meet, getting after it. So we'll go to Atlantic and Clarendon, so that'll keep us busy on the road game. And had helped out at the home girls meet. I know you guys run the road in Clarendon, yeah. So girls did well, and there's just always good competition here in Southwest Iowa. But
They're pretty young too, aren't they?
Yep, yeah.
The boys team's super young. And,
yeah,
girls
I think
similar.
There's not a senior on the team.
So yeah,
just juniors, couple juniors, couple sophomores, and a lot of freshmen. So
and they competed really well Saturday at the 910 Glenwood Glenwood Relays. I'm guessing. I don't know what they call it, but it was a
rain relays or something.
Other than the extreme wind, but it ended up being a good meet.
Yeah, I got a little color.
Yeah, I got a little burn. I noticed that my face is a little sore on the forehead a little bit, but you know me, I don't wear hats because I don't want to go bald because I already am. So I get colored pretty quick, and I'll have raccoon eyes. And
this looks like you were down south and on vacation. So.
Well, I guess I was east or west, not south.
Yeah, it was your spring break, like summer tans, ready to go.
Don't you think spring is like? I don't know. I have track. We're finishing up bowling season for me, adult bowling. I have state bowling April 20th. Yep. So that's next weekend. So do you feel like the spring is kind of like the busiest time? I mean, we're grinding down at the end of the school year. I mean, everybody's just go.
Yeah, I always say April's a blur, and then like we just finished up school testing here, so you have that week where it's kind of crazy. Yeah, you're starting all the various spring sports we got going. And then, for me, coaching-wise, I kind of take the winters off, but then I go track, baseball, football, so I'm like, for the next 9 months, I'm coaching something, so.
Well, see, I go football, bowling, track, and then I get summer, but in the weight room. But,
yep, yeah.
Flipping burgers.
If we don't have track meets, there's maybe one of our track teams has a track meet that we're helping out at.
Yep.
There's plenty of stuff to do. And then you're winding down the school year. So you got kids are getting energized because of that, but the teachers are running out of energy. And so
it's a hodgepodge of everything. I know Jamie mentioned to me the other day, she's like, you're never home. And it's not even football season. And I'm like, well, she thought the spring's worse than football. Because we kind of have we don't really have coaches stay long hours for football. I mean, we kind of get our coaches meeting done 2 hours tops. As soon as practice is over, we kind of talk for a little bit and get everybody out of there. So we're kind of non-traditional in that aspect of coaches. I might be a little crazy in my time, but I don't expect it from everybody.
You're being crazy at home with her. So
yes, exactly. I go back to my office and she checks on me make sure I'm alive. So
you get out of the house every now and then to walk the dog. So.
Yep. Everybody always sees me walking the dog because that's all I ever do is walk the dog. So local sports, we'll cover a lot of Red Oak stuff, and then once again I have we have Coach Smith from Atlantic, his write-up about the Hawkeye 10 from last week. For Red Oak last week, girls tennis, they played LC They lost 2-7, and then they won against Glenwood 7-2. No individual stats, and honestly, I have no idea what that score means. But I do know what a win and a loss is, and they're 1-1. Do you know what 2-7 means or 7-2 means?
It's a combination of like is it top 4 singles and then like
The doubles
so a
aspect.
couple, maybe it's top 5.
So they could have lost.
Might be top 5 singles and then top 2 in doubles.
Okay, so 9. So yeah, that makes. I was kind of thinking on that same line, but honestly, the only time I ever played tennis is we play home run derby, and we try and hit the ball over. We play for a little bit, and then 2 minutes later, we're like, king.
Yep. Yeah, I just want to hit it as hard as you could.
It's that baseball in us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Boys tennis team, they got a win against Creston to 6-3, and they lost to Glenwood 9-0. So it's a good start for the tennis teams programs. I know we got some pretty solid tennis players. I've never really talked to her. Is Johnson, Abigail?
Abby Johnson.
Abby
she's
Johnson.
been on the team for a while.
She's Merced Ramirez. She's still playing this year.
Yep. Wingfields are back, and so yeah, I know the girls returned a lot.
And then boys have Max DeVries. I think he's back as number 1. Manuel Grass, as I heard, is a pretty decent tennis player. He's dual sporting.
Yep. Josh Roulette's back. And I know we're forgetting names.
I think Giggy, Landon Gig, said I think he plays some tennis too. So keep an eye on their schedule.
Bunch of multi-sport athletes at a 2A school.
Yeah. So if you get a chance to go check out the tennis team, that we got 100 tennis courts around here in town. So get down there and check them out. Girls golf. I see they got a win against Glenwood. Griswold was also there, but they didn't. They only had like 2 or 3 golfers, so they don't get to count their score. The girls won 213 to 233. Addie Leiden shot a 46, and she was your medalist. And then the boys took on Glenwood in Red Oak. The girls were at Glenwood, and Griswold was also there, but they didn't get team points because of numbers. But the boys lost to Glenwood 160 to 182, and Carson Roeder was the low for Red Oak with a 41. Freshman golfer. I think Weston Cowse was the next one. I think I saw Weston was like a 43. Cyrus was like a 53. Hunter Jarrett was high 40s. So I mean, they had a pretty good.
That's like my first 5 holes. That's for 9 holes. That's pretty good.
You're the putter.
Yeah. Get me to the green and I can help you.
Yeah, I'll send it 300, but I can't putt it 2 feet.
Yeah.
So it's so another good start for the boys and girls golf team. A loss, but it's 22 strokes. Now you can't really bat your eye at that.
Get some young talent on both of them.
Yeah, absolutely. It seems that we talk about young talent for about every sport. So, and then we got soccer. Girls, which are just JV, the boys and then boys have varsity, but they both went over to Kemper. The girls lost 12-0, and the boys lost 8-0. I just saw Kemper lost their first game to Underwood or Lewis Central, I believe, 10-0. Then they beat us 8-0, and I just saw on Iowa Sports that they're ranked number 8 in 1A. So
and I know Lewis Central's a high-rated team. I think Denison's in conference. They're right in the top 10. So
it'll be interesting how that shakes out. I know the boys were excited about being varsity. And the guests we have today, we'll talk a little about girls soccer as well. But, it's just time. I'll ask them a couple questions about what they see and stuff. So we'll get to that later. And then track. Both boys and girls had 2 track meets this week. One was Thursday. The girls were at home, like Coach had mentioned that he worked. And then the boys went to Clarinda on Thursday. And then Saturday, both boys and girls, 9th and 10th graders, went to Glenwood. Coach Smith, he brought me some more. We're qualifiers for the Drake Relays. Blue standards has been reached for 106 individual qualifiers, and relays we have 69 qualifiers from the Hawkeye 10.
That's crazy.
That's just, and then you look at some of them like, still that won 9 in the 400, and they only allow 16 in the field, and 9 of them are from the Hawkeye 10. New top marks, Matthew Sorfenden from Harlan. He ran a 11:02 in the boys 100. Any of those other reach out to you a little bit? I see Chase Razor is still about 6 foot. I don't think that we have anything new from last.
Yeah. Smith getting under 2 minutes in the 800. Like, that's a sprint. For 2 laps to get in under 2, you're bucking it, and
that's getting after it.
Yep.
That's getting after it. I know for our boys, Braden Sifford, cooking. He won the 100 and the 200 at Clarinda in a strong wind, face wind into his face. Cale Hall, he's right a step behind him. Emmanuel Grass had a kind of a heel injury, but he'll be back. I put him in a boot for safety, but he's competing at that second, third spot. Reese Montgomery, he's been running super, super well. One thing I'd like to mention about him, he's been in the weight room every morning for the last 3-4 weeks.
Yep. Thought you might go there, and I was noticing too.
Getting after it. We kind of seen it at Clarinda. He kind of didn't get out at the start of the 800 as well as he should have. He kind of let people pass in front. And at Glenwood, I said, use that weight room. And he kind of flexed on me, and he got right in there. And, a freshman learning how to do that.
Yep.
And I was super proud of him on top of that because he went and played for a Puma national team.
For basketball.
For basketball that morning. They had 7 players. Hopped in the car with Dad, drove straight from Glenwood, from Elkhorn, got to the track and ran. So, I mean, that's a competitor, and that's the type of kids we want in our programs. Other than that, yesterday we had Cale Hall. He was the only sub 12 and sub something in the 1 and 2. So he won the 1 and 2. It was funny, after he won the 1, a kid from Glenwood came up to him and said, "Man, I didn't think you were that fast. Like, you look like a nerd." And we're all looking at him like, and Cale was just dumbfounded. He's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Well, you do bowl, so you're got that nerdiness, but
he's gonna get the glasses sometimes." But we know Cale, so we know he's
But you go and you're in the last heat, lane 4, so that means you're the fastest kid at that track meet that day. How do you not know that?
Yeah.
So, me, I had a couple words.
And it's freshman, sophomore, so like you probably Glenwood, right?
Yeah, Glenwood.
Like, so you would have ran against him multiple times
already. 2 meets we've ran
first
against
grade,
him.
or at least somebody from Glenwood would have known Cale was pretty fast.
Yeah. So it was kind of funny to hear that. But once again, super proud of these guys. They've been working super hard. Upcoming meets. Holy cow! We got LC going to Lamar's. Dennison and Kemper going to Carroll. Creston has a Creston meet. Monday we have Clarinda, Glenwood, Red Oak, and Shan at Shan. Oh, there's some meets at Trainer, Harlan, Sheraton, Tri-Center, Griswold. I talked to Morrison from the head football coach over at Creston. Mm-hmm. They were at Nevada last week, and he said
they're already halfway there.
He's like, I got home pretty late. At least it was Friday. He said so. That was. Nevada, that's a haul. They got a nice track over there.
Yeah.
I'll give them that.
When you're at Creston, it's
we
it's all from us.
We didn't really have the best experience with Nevada football last summer, but we won't get into that. But the most impressive thing was a freshman from Creston, Tom Mickelson, threw a 50 in the shot put. You remember him from last year?
Not so much in track, but he's an athlete. I remember his name in baseball.
Okay.
I think he was playing a varsity level in baseball, so the name definitely sounds familiar because in Hawkeye 10, you're an athlete, you're gonna
be known.
You're gonna be known.
Well, I mean, that's an impressive throw for a freshman. And then I'll throw out Caleb Ransom, finished second in the disc. He's getting better meet by meet. I think it was a 113 the other day. A strong wind again at the meet on Saturday, but just the competitive nature of those kids. And then club sports going strong. Volleyball, I saw they were practicing hard the other day. Wrestling at CBAL, so Council Bluffs, Abraham Lincoln. Adam Byer went 3-0. Kyler Sanholm went 1-2, and then Josie McCunn on the female side went 0-3. And then, like we talked about, Reese playing in the Puma, so basketball weekends are in full force again. There's nothing like getting to practice all year round, right?
Yep. I know there's junior high girls, there was regionals going on for club volleyball, being so close to Omaha. I'm sure there was other club volleyball, Southwest Iowa type teams that were playing.
I talked to Ratliff. He has a couple kids in junior high, the head coach over at Shenandoah. he said Glenwood got a hold of him, and they're trying to figure out to schedule a junior high spring 7-on-7 league. So, I mean, if you got the kids to do it, Coach Ratliff and I were talking about, like, his kids playing baseball, his kids running track, his kids doing this, and then he wants to pull them another way, and they just didn't have the numbers, he said, for participation in it, so he had to back out of it.
Yeah.
But Glenwood, LC, AL, TJ, they all got the numbers to do something.
They got 100 kids to choose from.
Yeah.
Yeah, these 10 can go do it. It's like,
Yeah, so it sounded like a good idea. I might give Foss a call and say, hey, I might have a couple junior high kids to send your way.
can we combine some? Yeah, combining teams and keep the egos in check. That it's not all about our kids; it's about everybody's kids. And I can see the positives, but
we're pulling kids so much, like here,
stretching them thin and burning them out. So.
And then the more important thing is school, right? Yeah. And their after school activities are just destroying them. Like you just said, sleep. Like when are they sleeping? When you get to my age, you really don't need it anymore. But their age, you need 8-10 hours a night to fully recover. So I think that's all we got for local sports. I was going to throw out, since I got a baseball coach here, did you see Steven Strasburg retired? Officially retired. I remember when he came out, got in the league.
Conversionally pumping gas at 100.
Then he had Tommy John.
Yeah.
And then he was kind of fizzled out.
What pitcher that throws 100 hasn't had Tommy John?
Yep. But I remember he was like the cat's meow coming in.
Him and Harper kind of feel like they were within a couple years going to the Nationals. Yeah, he's like a first overall pick out of, I can't remember what he calls it, UNLV or San Diego State.
San Diego State, something like that, yep. Because he was just some freak that nobody had heard of, and all of a sudden, boom, here he is.
Yep.
I hate Bryce Harper, but I love him now since he's
a Philly.
This is a Philly. We're killing it. Harper hit like 2 dingers the other night, last Tuesday, watching the game at Bowling.
You got my boy Schwarber.
Yeah. I hated him too when he was a Cub, and now he's a Philly, so I'll love him. That was a kind of saw. Honestly, I thought he had already retired.
Yeah, I just assumed. I knew he was out of the game.
Well, you remember in that one year they went to the World Series, and they had a pitch count on him, and they didn't use him. And it's like, what are you doing? Like, do you not want to win the World? I mean, it's now or never, right?
Yeah, reliever. Use him so many ways, but that and there's a lot of money attached to him. So.
Yeah. I think they had some clause.
3 games or 50 games the next year. So.
Yep. So that was something I caught. I think it was as I was not driving here. I don't get on my phone while I'm driving. It was before I came in, but
it is a 30-second drive for you.
Yeah, 2 blocks maybe.
Yeah,
2 city blocks. Hey, I could walk.
You got me beat by about a half a block. So.
It is a prime position. But other big news, NCAA football new system. It's just talks. I read an article the other day. I sent it to Coach Kip so he can kind of get his take on it. It kind of intrigued me. They kind of brought up the relegation promotion, kind of like soccer. And the details are still in the works, but it was going to be the top 70 teams. So it would be the Power 5 and Notre Dame.
Yep.
And then they would it creates a third tier, basically. So you have power teams, Division I, and then Division I AA. And then if you do so well, you can move around.
You can earn your way up, but you're never really necessarily going to have to be worried about being regulated down.
So it
sounds like.
I mean, we talked about in previous episodes about mega conferences and realignments. I think we actually talked about relegation and promotion too. They're going to do something.
Yep.
I mean, it's bound to happen. I was talking to Jamie the other day, and this has nothing to do with sports, but just the way the world's changed in the last 5 years. It's incredible. So it's all about the kids making money. It's all about the NCAA still has to make all their money, and the schools got to make all their money. So
the schools get to. That's gonna be the thing. Can they make the money work with the TV rights deals and sponsorships and all that? If they can get the money figured out, I bet they would figure out a way. But we're not going to give up this money. We're guaranteed in this contract right now. So
it's all about that almighty dollar. But I kind of like the concept. I know Nick Saban was a big promoter for it. He was talking about it, but
it'd be interesting. Like people always said, when North Dakota State was on their big run, like, how would they do against teams like? Maybe that's the type of school after so much success.
MAC or a WAC, Sun Belt. I think they could have came in and competed. I don't think they're Big 12, Big 10. I think they could have maybe finished 500 in one of those conferences. But, you know, if a team gets moved up to a Division I from a Division I AA or to the Powers, that's just going to help their recruiting.
Yep.
And it's not bad going to North Dakota State. They got a dome to play in. So it's not really too bad to go up there.
You just got to live in Fargo the rest of the year.
Yeah, you know, it's 8 months of snow or what, but you're super close to North Dakota and the Black Hills. I love that place. Get to drive around there and go see Mount Rushmore, if that lasts. I don't know, I've heard people saying they should blow that up too. So
it was a cover up to begin with, you know.
No, I did not know that. This must be a history teacher thing.
Well, I've watched National Treasure.
I've never seen it. National Treasure.
It's a social studies joke.
So maybe we'll save
cover up the City of Gold.
We'll make a note of that, and we'll have our history podcast, and we'll make sure we talk about that.
We'll get Eubank and Van Nordstrand on here.
You guys talked. That'll be an episode where I could just sit back and listen, right?
Oh, yeah.
We know I won't do that. I always got something to say. So, next for football, I think this was last week they announced this, but we didn't get a chance to put it on the podcast. The hip drop tackle. For those that don't know what that is, it'd be if an offensive player is running down the field and you tackle him from behind and you grab his hips to pull him down, that is now a penalty. To me, crazy.
Yeah, maybe not necessarily grabbing their hips, but more you go there, then you just
drop
all your weight kind of sideways from them. Yeah.
So it's protecting players, but my yin and yang to that is, are they ruining the game? I mean, that's a big change to the game. So you're a safety. You got Derrick Henry running down on you, like, go right ahead. Like, I mean, it's...
Hey, Brock Bowers, you're 6'7", 280.
Yeah, you catch one across the middle, you got to step on me because I'm a linebacker, but I can turn and grab you and pull you down, but now it's a penalty.
And they already don't want them going low for knees and all that stuff.
So it's as a defensive coach, I swear they just turn on us defensive guys.
It feels like just not flavor of the week, but it's the end thing to be mad about because there's some injuries for it. It's like they're trying to keep people safe, but it's like there's always something that is going to go in and out.
So I mean, there's probably been enough injuries from that kind of tackle where it's like, well, let's move it around here. I don't know. Are we going flag? I mean, that's honestly that's where the route we're going.
Yep.
The one thing I do like is is it the XFL or I think it's XFL on their kickoffs.
UFL now, yeah.
They kick it and they wait for the guy to catch it and then they take off after him. I kind of like that.
Yep.
That would take the safety aspect of the guy trying to catch the ball and getting hit, and it keeps the game the way it was, where you still have to have special teams affect the game.
Don't have your shield busters or sprinting down 40 yards before they make contact. So
it's just a 40-yard dash for just go make an open field tackle.
Yep, he's the craziest dude that's going to put his life and body on the line.
So I don't know. Well, that's my opinion is stop with all these new rules and stuff. It's affecting the game too much in a bad way, I feel.
And you don't want to be like just do nothing. At the same time as it may be something they need to just get some data on.
Yeah.
Like, are we going to change a rule that's only affected
X amount of plays?
0.5% of tackles and of all tackles.
It's kind of like the world where they worry about 1% and the other 99% do it a different, the normal way that we have been, and we're going to worry about that 1%. It's like I said 10 minutes ago, it's just the way our world is turning now. Everybody's got a voice and everybody wants their voice heard, which is fine, but we're just hurting too many things, I feel like. But we'll move on. Biggest story now, sports-wise, NCAA tournament.
Oh, yeah.
We had the men. We're recording on Sunday, so we haven't seen the men's game. We saw the girls' game, so we'll get to that in a minute. Men-wise, Purdue beat North Carolina State 63-50. Kind of had control of the game the whole time. I wrote down the halftime Score was 35-29, and then Purdue outscored them 28-21 in the second half. I think the Cinderella run for NC State, heck of a run.
People got to know Big Daddy Burns.
Yep, and I've heard that he's getting recruited by, or the NFL is looking at him now, GMs, because feet like that.
Yep.
That guy he plays for the Eagles. I should know his name but I won't be able to pronounce it. But he played rugby over in Australia. Never played football, and they brought him over, and he's like 6'6", 6'7", and he starts. Yeah.
I think there's a guy from the Chiefs. Like the Chiefs just signed somebody
Like that. So
some 4'2", 40 type.
So a track guy, and they're like,
that plays a rugby. It's like, oh, he can take a hit. Okay,
he doesn't even wear pads.
give him to Andy Reid. He'll find something for him.
So I think Purdue kind of proved that they are a team that can get it done. But the team they got to play, UConn. UConn beat Alabama 86-72.
That's a close game for UConn.
Absolutely.
In the last 2 years.
44-40 at half, and then they 42-32 in the second half. So UConn we've talked about it in the last 3 episodes, kind of that they're just the way they grind it out. They can beat you anyway.
Yep.
However you want them to beat you, they will do it that way. But I think it'll be a good matchup. You got, you got kind of similar team. I think UConn's overall talent is better than Purdue's, but a guy that post competition is going to be key. You got 2 7-footers going at each other, 2 excellent post players.
Yep.
We talked about last episode. I talked with the boys about Zach Eady. Is he really the Naismith Player of the Year? If he can go win a national title, he can get my vote finally. But I think UConn's got it. I picked Purdue before the tournament started. So, but just watching.
Yeah,
UConn,
you are in first place on the Cherry Coke with Coach.
I'm in 25.6 million place for the whole CBS, but first place for Cherry Coke. With Coach.
I got a family one that I'm in first with. I'm in like third behind you and Coach Johnson.
Just it's always a little smarter, But you still going to roll with UConn?
Yeah, they're tough to beat. So
They just got so many weapons.
And the other Hurley. At first, I kind of thought like, oh, he's just that fiery guy that's always yelling and mad about something. And you kind of do more of the backstory. It's like, oh, he used to be like a high school coach and a high school teacher that has just kind of worked his way up. And so, he's kind of became a little bit more likable for me. And
his dad was the same way. Coached a high school team in New Jersey. I can't remember the exact name, but he was a little ornery. I think there was a documentary about him years ago, and it interviewed the players, and they're like, he yells a lot, but we win.
Was his brother Bobby?
Yeah, Bobby Hurley played at Duke. Yep, and he coaches somewhere too.
Sounds right. Let me get on the Google machine.
So Purdue and UConn. I think that's going to be a good matchup. Arizona State head coach. Yeah, I knew that too. I knew that. And as soon as you said it, I was like, yeah, you're right. We'll tune in tomorrow night. I don't think it'll have better numbers as the girls, but
not a chance.
It will be watched.
Yeah.
So the women's tournament, we just got done watching Iowa, South Carolina.
When you have a 6'7" girl, that helps.
She was dominant. You can't stop her. She was 15-15 midway through the fourth quarter.
15 just the advantage they had on the offensive boards. And she made some tough shots on offense, but then Iowa came out on a.
They came out on a roll. I saw it was 7-0. I checked my phone. I only watched the fourth quarter.
They got up like 10-0. It was blazing hot. Then you knew South Carolina. They're not 37-0, 38-0 now for nothing. So you knew they were always going to come back. So it's like, can Iowa stem the storm? And it was. It was a close game for most of it. And it was a close game pretty much to the end. It got away from them a little bit. Honestly, I would say South Carolina was a better team, better coached. That Staley is going to be a Hall of Famer. So is Bluter, but and she's kind of got the program where they just won a championship a couple years ago.
Yep.
So she's not Gino and UConn and where they've been, but it's like. Well, they're playing those freshmen.
They're going to be all right for a few
those
years.
Freshmen, how many stars do they have? Yeah. So it's like when you can play freshmen, sophomores, juniors. Iowa's pretty. I mean, they had some sophomores playing, but
Yeah, but it was
obviously Martin, Marshall, Clark had seniors carrying them. I think Stolke's only a sophomore, so.
Yeah, and before we came on air, I mentioned to Kip that they just didn't have enough guns. I mean, they don't need a second Caitlin Clark. They just need that second person that was a tier above. If they would have had another girl like that, if they would have had a post player that was an All-American post player, like they kind of had last year, I think they would have been a little better suited. But I personally thought South Carolina was going to win. I didn't even think I was going to get past LSU or UConn. So I was wrong twice.
Were you on the talk where she had to win the championship to be one of the GOATs?
She's in my opinion, Clark's an amazing shooter, amazing player. I think she's one of the top players ever. She's in the same talk as Diana Taurasi and Shamika Holtzclaw. You don't need a ring to be one of the greats.
Yeah.
I always refer to Allen Iverson. I'm a huge Allen Iverson fan. I say he's pound for pound the greatest player in NBA history. He doesn't have a ring.
Yeah.
But you can't take him off. He's a Hall of Famer.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah, just people got a bunch of run. It was all UConn people kind of coming out against her, so it didn't look great. But it's also like no one's taking away from Steph Curry. Granted, he got some rings in the pros, but
yeah,
it's like you watch Caitlin Clark play. Like she's Steph Curry shooting with LeBron James's passing.
She's a dead eye. I mean, she can shoot the lights out.
And those passes, like that's Patrick Mahomes' leading passes. Like some of those passes today were insane too. So
yeah, it's
it's just you're almost kind of.
I had that wrote down. I don't think she's the GOAT. I don't know who is.
Yeah.
I haven't watched enough girls basketball. I think I watched one game this year. Honestly.
I'd say best offensive player.
Yeah,
of all time.
I'm from my era. That Shamika Holtzclaw at Tennessee was amazing, but Pat Summitt was an amazing coach, and she could bring those players in and get them right. The one thing I was going to mention about the UConn game, the moving screen.
Mm-hmm.
Was it a moving screen?
Oh yeah,
I agree. You know what nobody's brought up? That girl, Paige Bucher.
Yeah, Bucher's.
Bucher. Learn how to run off a screen. You see the gap they had between her? Your job is
she went wide.
Yeah, the screener sets the screen, you run it off the screen. So if she wouldn't have gone so wide, there would have been a foul, and it would have been just fine. So learn how to run the play, UConn.
Yeah.
And second of all, I'm no Gino, right? He's a GOAT coach for women's basketball. But why are you running that play at that position of the court? Because she caught the ball, and she was almost on the sideline. Like, why isn't that pick set at the top of the key, catch it on the wing, and you have more room to navigate? She caught it right on the sideline, right by the bench. I mean,
and Clark was kind of there, like.
Yeah, there was a help right there.
Yeah, they had it defended pretty decent now.
Yeah.
It was going to be a tough shot, but
So,
Buchers could have made it. I think Gabby Marshall did a heck of a job holding her to.
And then she's stopped all her social media because she's getting death threats.
Yeah.
And it's like, she didn't do anything wrong. She just got
She didn't make the call. Yeah.
So
She maybe sold it a little bit.
I will say that traditionally, in situations like that, the ref needs to swallow their whistle and let the play out. I don't think that moving screen was that egregious to be flipping out about it, but it's the right call.
Especially the angles they showed right there in the game.
Yeah, it's the right call.
Different angles came, and that was a big old step, and she was super wide.
But I appreciate Paige. In her
Minnesota.
press conference, she straight up, Minnesota girl.
Yeah.
She straight up said that she made plenty of mistakes during the game, and we've talked about that before. Don't let the refs decide that, right? If you're up by 10, it doesn't matter.
They have 12-point leads.
And then 1 second left, 2 seconds left in the game, free throw missed, and they can't get the rebound.
Yep.
So
backs to Caitlin Clark, and she throws it off the back.
Yep. So
Drains a couple seconds. So
it's that's why sports are amazing, because we can have these conversations. I went on Facebook and Twitter, and I was reading all that stuff, and just the way people are, like, let's have a civil conversation about it, like, agree to disagree. But that's what makes sports fun.
Yeah.
So the last thing I got for us today before we bring our guests in, I think. Yeah, we won't talk about all the mistakes I saw in the fourth quarter of that game or call out that. We'll just let the Hawkeyes be. But I won't even talk about the 66-35 in fouls in the 3 games before this one. But hey, The last thing I wanted to talk about, something big being discussed. Potentially, yes. We'll add that in. It's conversations. The school board met last Wednesday and discussed facility upgrades, what we can do. And it's been in the talks for a while now. I didn't get to see that because I was at the All Hawkeye 10 academic banquet. Big shout out to Cyrus Menson. He was the winner for Red Oak for academic, and our boy Braden Seago, the trumpet master, was the character award, which...
Yep.
Kip, did you win that?
2008.
Yeah, right there.
Denison High School character award winner, so he's in good company.
So huge shout out to those two gentlemen. Super proud of them, and they should be proud of themselves. And I mean, Cyrus is an amazing kid, doing amazing things, going to Texas Tech. And Braden, I didn't catch where he was going, but the way he can play. Oh, he's going to Missouri Western, and he's going to do the ROTC program.
Okay, yeah.
And I think playing the band. But
Eagle Scout.
Yeah, I've always enjoyed him. He likes to come by my room and tell me jokes. Some are different than others, but it's good. Him and Cade Lovell, they love telling me jokes.
I got some personality.
So, but I heard it on KCSI, the best radio station around. Aaron West was interviewing Mr. Lorenz, our superintendent, and they were talking about it in their conversation. And Mr. Lorenz made the comment in the interview that people should continue to have these conversations about what they kind of see, what they want done. So my question to you is, what do you think? What do you think is the best plan?
Best plan is to keep everybody involved. People that I don't know if there's one best plan. I mean, if we win that Mega Millions jackpot, then then we can see maybe the best plan. But yeah, everything's gonna be down to the cost too. But we had kind of talked texted a little bit off camera about what it'd be in our outdoor facilities, because it was outdoor facilities, right?
Correct. And they talked about elementary school. They had wider sidewalks, a better entrance for security, and a bigger lunchroom was in classrooms.
But as two coaches, we're going to talk about outdoor facilities, not
But I will add, when you have kindergarten through sixth grade, like they talked about in the interview, that's completely different body sizes.
Yep.
So that they have a legit argument there. But
so is a sixth grader and a senior. I would argue too.
So, but like you said, we're coaches, so let's talk about outdoor facilities.
Yeah, we've done a great job of upgrading our indoor facilities, and I think anybody that's involved with the outdoor facilities, and if you're a parent going to games, if you're a coach, player, that we know anybody wants an upgrade. So it's just getting our outdoor facilities on par with our indoor, and I think you just want to be ahead of the curve in Southwest Iowa.
Yes.
Right. We want
people to keep up with us, not keep up with others.
Yeah, we want to be proactive about it. I think that's a lot what Mr. Renz is getting, and the school board's getting about. Like, they've kind of known it. We're just being more. They want to be proactive, have the conversations. So we kind of talk about maybe baseball and softball getting together and kind of being same location. I know as in any town, there's history. There's history with the baseball field being in that location.
Yep.
But I think there's a lot to be said for baseball and softball being close by.
Atlantic has that. I think that's awesome. I know the Bonds, they were watching Nicole on one field and Dawson and Brody on the other, so Damien could just stand up in one bleacher and look both ways.
Yep, the parents got to do both. And then just from administratively, your equipment. Like, we have to have 2 gators, double the equipment for everything.
Well, supervision too.
And supervision, double the amount of volunteers, 2 concessions. So the booster clubs are working. Got to get 2 teams up with concessions, whatnot. So just the efficiency, I would say, of having them in 2 locations. And then Chris Van Osdale, the man, he's not getting any younger.
I know, but he grinds on those fields.
Having to go a couple different blocks, the mowing, doing field work, all that type of stuff, any upkeep, just the benefits of them being close. And then parking, I'm sure parking and everything would be able to work out if you're going to be somewhere. And if your baseball's coming maybe closer to the high school, we'll say that, Well, that opens up room down to football fields, and you can upgrade facilities, parking, all that stuff.
I don't think they'll ever pave that lot because that would be 6 figures to pave that huge gravel lot. But yeah, I'm kind of on the same boat. I think moving the baseball and softball over there to the school, and that takes away the practice field. That's a parking lot they can have, and then you can put a baseball, softball, maybe a youth field right there, and have a kind of a triplex and keep that that middle concession stand media area. And then the football field, like you said, the tradition behind the baseball stadium, you don't really want to lose that. Probably a lot of people in town would be kind of angry. I don't know if they lost that, but if you did that with baseball and moved them over to softball, you could shift the football field over. We'd have to turf it because football would have to practice there now. And then you could put our home bleachers on the correct side, so we don't have to stare in the sun all season. Put bigger press box and all that stuff. I think that's millions of dollars.
Yep.
Right, millions and millions of dollars. So
that's ultimately what it'll all come down to, is the cost.
Yes.
And
so my idea was the football field and track hasn't been torn out and redone. Sprinkler system, tile, everything since 1990 when they dedicated the stadium to Coach Benda. They put new goalposts up, new score. Not new scoreboard. I think the new scoreboard is newer than that. But I think we just tear the track, the football field out, dig it all out. We and then rebuild it up, and then we put a locker room underneath the home bleachers for baseball and football. I think the baseball field is in the best shape of the outdoor facilities, but it's not up to par per se. So we could do a little more less maintenance on that, but we could still improve it. And then the softball field just needs to be torn down and built back up. I think that would be the cheapest route, but it doesn't change the seating at the football stadium. It doesn't change the seating at softball or baseball. It's almost like we're going to keep it the same. We're just going to polish this turd. So I think I would love to be able to say, hey, throw the money out there. Let's build this new complexes. But we're not Glenwood. We're not, we're not next to a major city where we can pull in.
There's not a junior college that wants to share
the stadium with us. So we kind of got to pick our poison in this situation. But like we said to start, this is just conversations. There's nothing set in stone, so nobody get all riled up. It's just something that, driving into town, you see a beautiful facilities, you're more likely to want to come here maybe.
You're a turf guy?
I'm not, but if we had to practice on it all the time, put turf.
Yeah, just the benefits of being able to, there's band, soccer, youth sports, track. You don't have to worry about keeping
Then I'd let soccer practice on our football field then.
Yeah.
I won't make them go over to that turd over there, but you're practicing on the grass.
And then it's upkeeping it because we've seen some not so hot turf fields. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we won't name names, but we've seen them. So I think that's all we got for updates here. I see our guests are in the doorway, so we'll go ahead and I'll take us out on. We're gonna leave for a second. I got a little ad to share with you, and then we'll come back with our guests. All right, welcome back to Cherry Coke with Coach. We got our 2 guests here today. Let's see here. We're looking for a different perspective, right? We usually have a bunch of men on this show, so I invited 2 young ladies from Red Oak.
First female guest.
First female guest. So they get to spend a lot of time with me. Both are in my class, and they're 2 of our 4 managers for football. So we're excited to get their opinions on our topics today. We have Mareli and Jasmine with us today. You guys want some peanuts?
Yeah.
Oh, hilarious. All right, let's get started. All right, here we go. First, thank you for you guys for joining us. How are you ladies today?
Doing good.
Yeah, anything exciting this weekend? School appropriate?
Nothing school appropriate.
No? All right. How's soccer going?
Good. It's hard. I think first game of the season.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier.
Yeah.
A little tough. What do you guys think of that game? Were they a pretty good team, or?
Yeah. We had a meeting, I think the day after, and we just talked about where we would need to improve our offense and defense, and also like midfield, kind of like the weak spots. And yeah,
I will say Kemper does have a lot of
Kempers.
they have a lot of, what's even like the word for it? Like,
I know you're telling us.
Athletes.
no, they have stuff.
Have they played
Facilities?
soccer a long time?
No, but they have like their field house is like huge,
Oh, yeah,
and they
yeah.
have all this indoor
Oh, you played at the
room.
field house. Okay.
We didn't play in it.
It wasn't
but-
like at their football field. It was.
No, they have their own
They have
soccer
their
field
Yeah,
that's
it's right
separate
by
from.
the field
Yep,
house.
yep.
It's
Have
separate
resources.
from a football field. They have
That's
resources.
it, the resources, yeah.
They have that inside area is like insane. Their locker rooms are huge. Like they have a whole indoor area that, like upstairs, there's like lifting equipment. Like it was huge, and you know it's a private school, so they can recruit people. So I think
Yeah.
I mean,
It is Carroll. Who they're recruiting around there?
Carroll County.
for being a team,
And they've had a program for multiple years.
Yeah.
They've
Yeah,
had it for
I
a
mean, it's a
while.
It
traditional
shows,
team.
yeah.
for being a team we've only been in a program. This is our second year. I think
We did fine.
we did okay for
Yeah,
one.
you just go out and compete, right? As long as you're playing the whole game and competing, there's nothing to complain about that. Well, that's good. You guys had a meeting. I think that kind of helps. Coaches, we always wonder if those meetings help. Do you guys think that meeting was beneficial for you? Do you think people are going to buy into what was talked about at the meeting, or do you think it was just right over your guys' head, some of their heads?
Well, we did figure out some different things with like placements, and our coach told me I'm taking all of our goal kicks now. So
Hey, that's kind of a big thing, ain't it? Do you guys get film in soccer?
we don't have like managers to take the film. So
Well, if you play a home game here, we have the camera that automatically
yeah,
films.
we didn't last year. This year, I'm sure we'll find some way to
Okay.
do that. But last year, our only film was from a trainer. So
Well, and you can, no matter what, you can learn from film.
Yeah.
I mean, we have football games that we lost 42-7 that we learned something from.
It's really spacing.
Yeah.
I'm not going to claim to know much about soccer, even though I grew up in Denison. So, but yeah, spacing wise, and just compete.
I don't know. We watched soccer the other day in class. My buddy's daughter was playing in the state semifinals down in Texas. Shout out London. She's only a freshman. They're 4-time district champs. They're just amazing. Amazing down there.
Yeah, it's not a World Cup year or a
No.
Olympic year, so
No.
yeah,
that's
that's
So-
about the only
crazy.
time I'll watch.
The biggest question I had about soccer,
Oh God.
because basically sell it to me, change my mind. You all know I hate soccer. I think soccer is stupid, and I'm not afraid to admit it. The number one athlete with a Nordine as their last name was an All-American soccer player too, my cousin Abby. But why soccer? What appeals to you about soccer?
Do you want me to be completely honest?
Absolutely.
I've never been a big sports person. Like I did track my 8th grade year. I ran cross country my 6th grade year. I've never been big on sports. And I remember Ed Young came in one day to sub for us, and he convinced me and Miley to go out for soccer. And Miley obviously didn't go out last year, but I did. And he just convinced me. I played soccer when I was younger. I played on a team with like 5-year-olds. I was like 7 because I was too bad to play with the kids my age. So there's a picture like I'm
A foot taller than
a
everybody.
foot taller than all these kids. Like it could not have been fair. And even then I don't remember any of that. But I've never played soccer before. Ed Young just came into my class and sold it to me.
So why'd you go back out this year?
Because I actually really liked it. And it might have been because Ed Young took us every Friday to get ice cream, and we weren't really pushed all that hard. But it was a great team. Like I love every single person who I've played with, and it was a great team. We were all really close, and I felt like I did well with the team. It was the first sport I've ever played that I actually liked. Like cross country, I despise. I got last. I mean dead last at every single meet. One time I was so far behind, they put away the thing that they write your names down on. They almost left without me, Nordine.
I got left one time when I was a freshman in high school. They left me after a basketball game because I was the only person that showered after games, and they just took off. And I walked outside. I'm like, so the janitor gave me a ride home because there was no cell phones. I didn't have any change to pay for the payphone.
You did that in the 90s,
Yeah,
just the
it
janitor.
was probably 1998 to spit my age out a little bit, but all right. So it's fun to you. It's and the camaraderie between you and the teammates, and then you had old Ed Young last year.
Enjoyed the social aspect of it.
Yeah.
Morelli, how about you? Why soccer? Just because you like to yell at everybody?
Yeah,
I thought you were going to say something else.
no, but I don't know. In middle school, I feel like that's when I did the most sports. I did volleyball, I did basketball, I did track. I mean, those were the only ones that I could really do at that time. But they were all good sports, and they were all hard sports. Like, every sport has their, like, own thing where, like, you focus on different points of it to, like, improve on that sport. So I felt like, I don't know, plus I always grew up with it. I mean, my brother would never shut up about it. He would always say, oh, you should do soccer. I'm like, I can't, we don't even have a team. No, but, like, so I just grew up around it. And then I decided to do it last year. Just on my own, I decided to do it. I was like, might as well try it out. And I liked it. It was good. It was fun. I felt like it was a sport that I could improve on, like, myself. It's not really about how, like, I can work as a team. I mean, obviously you're still working as a team, but it's, like, your own skill set. How can, like, I help my teammates out? How can I improve, like, my speed, my agility, all of that to, like, help out my teammates? And I loved that because I felt like while doing that, I also connected with them. So kind of what you were getting at, where, like, it's a good connection, and it's,
Builds that family.
yeah.
You like, to me, soccer is boring. I mean, nobody scores. You run around a big field. There's like 22 people.
To be honest, I have a hard
Yeah,
time
two
watching
total.
soccer.
20 that are actually moving, right, on this huge field. It doesn't seem like they take a lot of skill sets, but like you're saying, you know, it's the agility, the speed, all that stuff kind of ties in.
Have to play smart. Smart back.
I also, though, think soccer is so boring. Like, I've never watched the World Cup. I don't watch professional soccer. A few of our, like, Ed and Coffee have both told us to, like, go watch some film from, like, famous players. I can't do it. I hate watching soccer. I just don't enjoy it. I enjoy playing it, but even when we have to watch, like, the boys after our game, like, of course I'll stay because it's important to support. But it's not interesting to me. Mm. But when you're playing, it's interesting. But, like, I feel like...
Probably, like, kind of like baseball. I'll watch a baseball game and fall. That's my nap. Baseball or golf. But to go out and play baseball, like, it's kind of fun to play. But watching it,
being in the
not so
dugout's a
much.
little different than watching the game.
I don't watch any sports, though. I don't enjoy watching sports.
Do you think that hurts you playing soccer because you don't know enough about the game?
Okay, I will say that I know almost all of the rules for soccer that are used in high school. No, in professional soccer, the rules it's a completely different thing. But in high school soccer, I know almost all of the rules that pertain to my specific position, like offside, things like that, like what you need to do for throw-ins, what blah, 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 blah. I understand most of the rules. I just don't think watching actual soccer games, like the World Cup, I never watched the World Cup. No.
That must be what Ed was trying to get to, is watch the game and kind of learn the game. But if you know the rules, the only thing I can think of is like plays, learning different plays that they do. But if they're playing at a professional level,
I got a question for him. Is it, because you said it's the second year of just girls. We had a team a couple years before that was co-ed. Is there something that makes it a little more exciting or motivating, kind of knowing you're like the founding sisters,
Actually,
fathers
yeah.
of like the
We've
program?
talked
we'll put
about
Mount
this
Rushmore
before.
up, right?
It's not like it's a sport that Red Oaks had for 50 years and you're just another year and kind of like
No, definitely.
you're kind of setting the example for people to come. Does that kind of make it a little bit more exciting or
Yeah,
motivating?
we always talk about how we don't want it to die out once we leave. Like how we want more people to come out just to try it, because it's really one of those sports where like it looks so miserable. when you
It
first go
does.
out.
It really
looks
does.
so miserable. But like once you get into the games and like once you like kind of see, because you'll be able to see from where you are at the beginning, from where you are at the end, and you'll be able to see that. So that's why we really don't want people to like
Give up on it.
give up on it, because you have to wait.
So what do you think needs to be done to improve the program, or what would you want the school to do to make soccer better for you guys for the future? Like you were just saying that you don't want it to die out. What do you think the school or the program needs to do to get to that tier of you got enough kids going out that you're going to sustain the program?
I will say getting
Other than me picking on you
Coffee,
guys.
getting Coffee as our coach was one of the best things that we probably could have done for the program. I mean, he is a amazing coach. Like, I've learned so much because, you know, last year we were all still beginners, and don't make fun of my water. Anyways, I think coaching was definitely a big aspect of it. I mean, we kind of talked about this. Every other sport has like 4 or 5 coaches per team, and like
We got 11.
see that's terrible.
That's junior high.
What do you
That's
need
junior high
11
in high
coaches
school.
for?
You
Just a
know?
bunch-
Like, I would
There's a
love
lot
to
of
at
those,
least
yeah.
get like one more coach to have someone focus on offense, someone focus on defense, because I feel like at practice you have 2 hours and like, sometimes it does end up getting focused towards more one side than other. Like the last week before our game, we spent so much time on defense, but then before that, the first 2 weeks of practice, we mainly focused on offense. So I feel like hiring another coach would be really nice.
Have you guys ever thought of taking it to the school board, like making a presentation and taking it to the school board and being like, hey, our program could benefit from having another coach? It'd be like, I think assistants make $2,000 to $3,000, but present it to them. And then that's more willing to, if you can give them a good reason why you need it, I think they would go for it.
I think we tried to do that with Andy.
Yeah, we tried getting Andy to come out and be assistant coach,
But he would probably want to get paid.
Yeah.
Yes, there a lot of coaches don't want to volunteer. I mean, I volunteered for 2 years.
I volunteered for 2 years.
I volunteered when I lived in Ames. I volunteered at Roosevelt. Long story, they couldn't pay me. Doesn't matter, we can get into that later. But I drove from Ames to Des Moines every single day for 93 days. And I worked full time and I was going to school full time. So you got to volunteer. You got to, if you want to be a part of something, volunteer until you can get paid. But I think that would be beneficial to you guys to just take something to the school board and talk to them about it. And I bet they would
I feel
consider
like from the school's point of view, just not against you guys. It's just more of the consistency in numbers. I think will help.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we've had.
We've had 20 girls out 3 straight years,
Mhm.
type of thing.
Because how many did you have out last year? Just enough to play, really?
We had 13 or 14.
13. And then this year?
It's been a consistent problem. We kind of went and talked to Mark about going varsity this year, which I couldn't even tell you why we thought that was a good idea, but
Because you want varsity. You don't want to be
yeah, because
JV,
it does
JV for life,
Yeah.
right?
And we kind of knew, like, we had an idea of who would be getting varsity spots because we had about 26 girls saying they were coming up for soccer this year. Like, we had people who had, like, written their names down, their numbers, like what position they wanted to play, all these numbers. So we're like, why not go varsity? Like, we kind of have an idea of who's getting varsity spots. And then first day of practice, there's, like, 5 people there, and you're like,
What's going on?
and then by the time it was our last week, our first game, we have
Everybody's back.
one single sub, and that's exactly how it was last year. So it's nothing that different, but
Well, I pick on you guys for soccer. I'm proud of you guys for playing. I'm just a jerk like that, so you guys know I'm just messing with you. But no, I'm still not. I still don't like soccer, but I can appreciate what you guys are saying because it's like team aspect, building that family, that bond. Because you're going to have that family bond for the rest of your life with those girls, probably.
Just one of those things like certain communities just kind of adopted. It's probably not the right word, but growing up in Denison, it was super big in youth when I was in youth 30 years ago.
See, we never had a youth program,
We had,
that's why I don't care about soccer.
We had like kinder kickers, and I played at kindergarten through like 7th grade. But it was Denison had the things like still in the Hawkeye 10 with Red Oak.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it's had the super history of it, and just so there's probably certain towns you think of when you think of soccer.
Soccer, yeah. Nevada.
Yeah,
Great
other
power.
towns are going to be bigger. Denison's still pretty strong in it
Mm.
for most parts, but
So would you compare the bond you talk about, like, because you guys are football managers, we kind of preach that about our football program, family, so it's kind of similar to it. What do you think it's like being part of the football family?
I had a great time all of football season. I loved it personally, just because it was really fun. I don't know, it got me doing something with my time because obviously I'm not going out for volleyball or cross country, so something to do. I liked it a lot. I think I liked most of the people. I have good things to say about almost everyone on that team. Like,
The players don't screw with you that much.
no, not
You can be honest.
after
You can be
not
honest.
after we got the ranking of like where on the stands the managers sit. Like,
I told them that it goes, what was it, me, the assistants, the managers, and then the players?
yeah.
Yeah. You guys are up on the tier.
Well, and then you
above.
said sometimes us and the assistants change
Yeah.
depending on
What's going
depending
down.
on who's pissing you
You
off.
know? Yeah, but
and he misses morning practice.
I'm up here though. They don't have to come to morning practice.
No.
I did
We
that
went to one.
and never came again.
We
Never
slept on the
came.
bench.
Yeah,
Like,
we were trying to sleep on the bench. It was so
We
bad.
were like, there's no point for us to be here,
No.
probably.
I think the biggest thing we did was get water bottles from
Yeah,
the score.
and even then, like, I had to have someone come take them for me because I couldn't carry the entire case of water bottles.
Is it hard being a manager for football? I mean, is it demanding or anything, or do you think it's just going through the motions, really?
I think it's easier. At first, we were all struggling. It was like 4 girls pushing this like big like crate of water. Like no, we couldn't move it. For some
Yeah,
reason.
and then the part of it that I think is like the funniest is that like obviously when you're one of the managers, like it doesn't look that weird to you. But I always wonder like in the football stands what it looks like to like the people we know from school. Like we're just following these boys around with their waters. Like at some point like they throw their like helmets at me to clean out the inside. I'm like on my hands and knees like cleaning out their helmets. Like I have to look like.
Well, I gave you 7 pieces of a headset to fix.
Yeah, and then we're trying to figure out where the tape is so we can tape headsets together. Like, we just have to look like a hot mess.
We're definitely helpers.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we couldn't survive without managers, really.
No.
We'd have to talk players into doing stuff. The coaches would have to be running around doing stuff all the time. I mean, it's beneficial.
Just able to take some things off of our plate that we don't have to think about.
Yeah.
We know we have people we can trust to do what's needed.
And now we got, you two will be going second year. Miley will be in her second year. And Bailey will be 4th year. I think she's been a manager every year I've been here.
Sounds
Was she
good.
freshman year? Yeah. So, what you guys
Kind of get the routine of things, you know. This time of practice, we're doing this.
Well, I always ask the players, so we'll ask you guys because you are part of the football family. What would you change about our football program? Do you think anything we do is stupid? Do you think, I mean, if we're running a smooth ship, you can let me know that too, but I know damn well we ain't running no smooth ship. But do you guys, I mean, if you don't see anything, that's fine, but do you guys notice anything that the program could change?
I'd say getting more of them into the weight room.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know we're probably.
You're preaching to the
You've
choir
heard
on
this
that
a
one.
lot. I know. I've heard you talk about this a lot, but I just would say yeah, because there are like a few ones who you see consistently, like Baz, Adam now, say more in the weight room. Who else?
Like
Nolan,
Ethan
Mason.
Fowles.
Ethan, Mason. Like you definitely do see like Dayton lists a lot. Some a few of them, but there's just some of them where it's like
Well, and
it's
you
almost wasted potential. Like
do you guys go to the Y? So there's quite a few that go up there too, don't they?
Yeah.
Because we have about 15, 20 in the weight room in the morning here at the school, so it's not bad. It's better than what it was.
well, your guys' numbers now, from what I've heard, are a lot better than during football. When me and Mareli were there in the mornings, it was always pretty empty. So
Yeah.
I'm glad to see now that it's getting a little more.
Well, they usually take football and winter sports off and don't lift during that time, and then pick it back up in the spring. We need to find a way to kind of carry it over through all sports. Kind of jumps into the next topic I had was sports in school. I feel like coaches and teachers kind of are a little demanding with kids. Would you say that? I mean,
Depends on the class.
Can't name drop our
No, I mean,
least
but-
favorite teacher.
but I'm looking at it as like, is it tough to juggle sports, managing school,
Yeah.
social
Well,
life,
yeah,
everything?
100%.
What's the biggest thing with it? I mean, do you get a lot of homework? I know in my class we don't give homework. That's one of IJAC's things is no homework, get everything done. Do other teachers have that kind of mindset, or they kind of
No.
just, hey, here's homework every single day, or is that why it struggles, or just too much? What do you mean?
Well, my biggest thing is that a lot of these teachers give busy work. So it's like stuff that's really not helping me at all, or just like stuff they're just trying to give us work so that we're doing something.
And you can't always finish it in class. So whether they're like, oh, like we don't give you homework, you're gonna end up doing your work at home because you don't have time to do it.
IJAC can do.
Yeah, I jag. Yeah, you give us like a week to do an assignment. It's awesome. But I think and then also you have like the kids that are doing college classes. They have 2.
Oh, I
Do
don't
you guys
know.
take college classes?
Yes.
Yeah, we're taking 2.
We're both taking.
So
What's the criteria for taking a college class at Red Oak? Do you guys know?
You have to do good on your state testing. You have to test a certain amount, and you have to be passing your classes. I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
And
You're asking for a PE teacher and junior high teacher, so I have no idea.
I'm an IJAC teacher, so I don't know.
and I've been doing college classes since my freshman year. Well, not really. I did one my freshman year. But I will say, like, especially during soccer, it's challenging because we'll have assignments that are due at 7, but what am I supposed to do when I have practice from 5 to 7? Like,
And then what time did you get home the other night from Carol?
11.
Yeah.
And then by the time I, like, took a shower and was, like, ready to go to sleep, I got everything I needed. It was 12, so the next morning I was like, Dad, let me see on first period. And he said, He said some not nice things that I can't say on this podcast, but he yelled at me.
Well, go to school.
He's like, you can't stay home every time you get home late from a game. And I was like,
I was impressed. I think there was a girl that had a hurt leg, one was sick, and then a boy was sick. So getting home at 11, you got 30 kids, only 2% of them, 3% of them missed.
Do you feel like you're becoming more involved? You've been like, it's helped your time management? Like you can kind of
You
maybe
have
delegate?
to. You're almost
No.
forced to.
No.
For me, I guess. For me, I felt like I was just forced to like do something with it because we have public speaking is one of my biggest.
oh, don't even get
It
me
takes
started.
I guess you have to actually try on it because you need an outline and then you have to record it. And for me, I need to record my speeches like at least 10 times because I always hate them. Or like.
So it's just you being a kind of a perfectionist
Yeah, it's just
about
working
it.
like my time management around myself.
See, this is where me and
I really need more time. It's like
this is where we're like polar opposites because
You're
a specific
procrastinating,
time,
aren't you?
yeah, I never turn anything in until the day. Like today, I turned in something. It was like a 2-part assignment. Part of it was due Friday. I didn't do it, and the other part was due today. And I did it like 20 minutes ago, like right before we came here.
You could have done it right away and done 20 minutes and then not had to worry about it, right?
Well, and
Instead of
then
like, oh my gosh, I have to get it done today.
I have a specific memory. We both had like a speech due. It was like a 6-minute long one about our hero. So we're recording them at the same time. Whatever. You have to have an audience. So I show my audience. I spend that entire 6-minute speech. I'm laughing. I'm saying stuff that like I don't even know what I was talking about. I told the lady my dad was a Mexican. Like I told her all this stuff. I said another one of my heroes was Ed Young. Like it was a terrible speech. I laughed throughout the entire
Well,
thing.
it sounds like he could have been because you're talking about
First try.
all that ice cream, you know?
First try, I submitted it. I was like, Mareli, there's no way I'm redoing this other 6 minutes. Mareli does hers like 15 times. And they all sounded the exact same. And we're all sitting there, they all sound the exact same. So it's like she just keeps recording good speeches. She's like, no, I can't do that one. She's like, Jasmine, you're coughing in the background. I can't submit this. I was like, okay, sorry. And
Well,
so,
I do the same thing. So. I rewrote this like 8 times today, so because I just messed up. See, I messed up there and I didn't fix it. Dang it, screwed me up. So how do you stay motivated then? What motivates you to get up and go to school, go to sports? I mean, just burning the candle at both ends. How do you stay motivated?
I don't know.
Just do it because you have to?
Yeah, the overall outcome of it, I guess. Just knowing that I was able to like keep it up with sports and with school. Like,
So it's kind of accountability.
yeah.
You gotta have people
Just,
that
like,
keep you accountable.
Yeah, like at least I did that. But
It's a
and then
parent
there's
or a
summer
boyfriend
too.
or something.
That's the good thing. It's like right before summer. So then once it's summer hits, I'm like sleeping all day. I don't have any worries. But yeah.
Weight room will be open.
Is this when you need the most motivation about this time of year?
It was
When-
hard at first. When second semester hit, it was hard. Like, oh gosh, it was just terrible. Cause then, for some reason, I swear classes get harder. Second
Really?
semester. They do. They get so much harder.
Do you think it's because the teachers are
yeah,
are
teachers
making
are
it
trying to
harder,
prove
or
something.
your brain has just been overworked and you're just like, man, I can't do it anymore. Because teachers, we're worn out too. I mean, we get tired of you kids as well, you know, just like you get tired of us. But you got to find that motivation to get back up every day. You get tired, Kip? I'm tired of these
I
kids.
teach junior high.
Oh, yeah, you're always tired.
So, yeah, motivation, junior high kids, and yeah, it's a busy time for me. And like, it's getting warmer, so like, they get squirrelier. And then in mine, just like, I don't have the motivation to put this today, so.
Honestly, my biggest problem is that I don't have the motivation. Like, Mareli, I give so much props to Mareli. She's been lifting. Like, I have not gone to the gym once since soccer started. I can't do it. I've been trying to get myself to get up in the mornings and go lift because obviously I don't really have time anywhere else. And I just can't do it. Every time my alarm goes off at like 5:30 and I'm up, I'm like, no, I'm going back to bed. Like, I call Mareli, I'm like, Mareli, I'm sorry. Like, I'm going to bed.
And then Mareli goes back to bed too.
Yeah.
It's so bad because as much as I want to like have all this and have my life together and like go to the gym and go run and go to practice and be like, I'm behind in all my classes right now. I haven't lifted in God knows how long. Like, I don't have the motivation. That's the
So you
problem.
just got to find it somehow.
I don't even know how I'm still going to practice.
Well, you're making it.
You guys are both sophomores, right?
Yeah.
Do you feel like as you get older and like your high school credits will be done, like you're already taking some high school credits, when you can maybe have some of that time off of work release, I only have to be at school for part of the day, like it'll get easier? It'll be a little less off your plate because you're not taking full 8 periods
Yeah.
classes.
Think so, but the amount of college classes I'm going to be taking next year, because I'm done with math now. This is my final year of math. I'm done. College algebra, intro to health occupations, comp 1, comp 2. What other ones were there? Music appreciation.
I love that class.
Um,
You guys gonna play the recorder? I was in college and we played the recorder. It was amazing.
I have so many classes I have to take next semester because I'm trying to graduate with my associates, so I'm trying to get all those credits together. And as many classes as I'm not going to have next year, I'm going to have college classes taking those spots. So
it could be easier, but you're being smart.
It won't be.
You're being smart about it and
Absolutely.
working ahead, and
So
there's totally beneficial. I wish I would have took more.
we
We're
didn't
just
get
at a time
offered.
where it was
We didn't
barely
get
an
offers.
option.
You guys can go to college and be,
Absolutely.
like you said, have an associate's degree before you even get there.
Yeah.
Now you only need 2 more years, and you're out the door, half the price.
Yeah, my senior year, I think I took like 1 class. I had a couple credits.
Yeah, we had construction trades, which was like 4 credits a semester, but we had to go build a house at 6:30 in the morning until
I feel
10:30.
like I heard about that. They're talking about how you go and like build a house.
Yeah, we built like a porch. We built a addition on my buddy's house. We did a bunch of different things around.
Yeah.
We've helped Habitat for Humanity and stuff like that. So, do you guys have, since you're sophomores, you're almost done with sophomore year, so 2 years left of high school.
Oof.
Do you have a plan for college or post high school? Do you kind of know what you want to go into, or are you still
This is kind
still
of
thinking?
embarrassing. Me and Mareli, we're still planning to go to the same colleges. We have planned like our entire like college like experience kind of like around each other.
We talk about it all the time.
We talk
just
about
to
it
make
all the
sure
time.
We're like on the same.
Yeah, because if I ever
You
found
wanna do
out,
this, right?
if I
still wanna
ever
go here,
found
right?
out that her mind got changed, I don't know how I do it because
And I'm not saying it will happen, but what if you didn't get accepted to school, she did, or vice versa?
Well, okay.
Or would you we'll just make sure we go to the same school?
That'd be like
My biggest thing is that I have really bad social anxiety, so the idea of like doing things on my own is so scary to me. So I have to, like if I had to go to college without her, like I don't think I could do it. Like it used to be so bad that on days where Mareli wouldn't go to school,
So you guys
I
have-
would pretend I was sick because I couldn't be, like I can't do things alone. Sorry, God.
So you can do the same degree too? So you can
Some-
have the same class?
Actually, we want to do the same thing.
What are you guys looking at?
I want to go into sports
And
medicine.
then
Nice.
I want to do physical therapy.
You will be in the same classes.
Yep.
You will be in the same classes with
Hey, we
PE
need
teachers.
some of those at Red Oaks.
Yeah, yeah. So you'll be in until you get to your major. So your junior senior year, you'll go into separate classes because you'll go towards your focus, which you'll take the same pre-med classes all the way up. That's what I hated about that class. Like exercise physiology, the teacher was like first day, what's all your degrees? And pre-med, PE teacher. Like, why are we in here? But yeah. So all right. Well,
Sounds like a good way to like keep each other accountable too.
Yeah, and
Besides procrastinator and perfectionist.
for
but-
Mareli to hold you accountable. it
she
sounds
still
like.
does, honestly, too. Right now she does, but
So don't piss her off.
The whole
accountability partner.
the whole plan, from what I'm pretty sure, is we go to,
Iowa Western.
Iowa Western
finish
for
any of our
prereqs.
prereqs there.
and then UNO.
And then from there, we go on to our actual courses. We go to UNO and we finish it off there.
So you guys are gonna find some twin brothers to marry, so you guys can.
Does Brody have a twin? Oh my God, he
Yes,
does!
he
I
does.
can't say that. Oh
He
no!
does have a twin. Rewind.
Nicole, if you're watching this, I'm so sorry. Oh my God.
I forgot all about that.
I did too.
He's got friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Maybe not.
Well, you won't even have to go to Iowa Western because you're getting all your prerequisites here.
Yeah, I want
Trying
to.
to.
As much as I can.
So do you guys want to stay around here? Or do you want to get out of Dodge? I mean, you talked about just going to UNO. That's Omaha, hour away. What kind of do you want to get the heck out of Iowa, or what do you guys want to do?
It kind of scares me to think of because I really don't know what
I want to go, I think, for the most part far, but like still close where I could like it's a drive away. Like I could go a drive to my house, a drive away, or go see my parents, a drive away. Like
What's a drive away to you?
See, I'm not visiting my parents.
2
3 or
hours?
less hours.
Okay.
Because I feel like I don't know.
That's how far I'm away from my parents. It's about 3 hours.
Yeah. So I feel like that's good. That's like a
Really,
good. I feel like that's a good like place to be at though.
Yeah,
Because
I
then
can
it's
see
like
that.
you have your own like you're alone, I guess. You're not alone. That's not
Yeah.
good, but like you're on your own. You're doing your own stuff. But like obviously if you ever want to, you can go down, visit your hometown, for
Yep.
the weekend, do whatever.
Yeah, see, I
You
want
come
to
back
be.
to a Red Oak football game.
Yeah.
Let you come down the sideline, be honorary managers for a game.
This new manager sucks.
I honestly want to move. Really, I want to be far away. Like I'm really used to being far away from my parents. Like I live 20 hours from my mom right now. And I need time away from them for at least like a few years. Like maybe a while from now I'll move back, but at least once I graduate college, like I want to go somewhere else and do my own things.
Experience different stuff.
But also, I don't know, I'm used to being away from my parents. Like I guess, Mareli, you've always been with both of your parents. I'm used to being,
Well, you're not originally from Red Oak, right?
no,
And are you, Mareli? Are you-
Yeah.
Okay. Where are you originally from?
New Mexico.
There's a town in New Mexico called Truth and Consequences. I've always wanted
There
to
is,
visit.
there
I've always
actually
wanted
is.
to visit that place just because of the name. But New Mexico. All right. Well, you moved here what, a few years ago?
Through my 8th grade year.
8th grade. So yeah, it took 3 years.
And it was actually kind of crazy because when I lived there, I was the only white person in my school, and now I moved here and I'm not the only white person in my school anymore.
She's
So
friends with one of the only
yeah, I'm friends with one of the only. I didn't want to be the first person to bring this up, but I tell her all the time. I'm like, it's kind of funny that the person I choose to spend most of my time with is
who you were
Like back home.
yeah.
Yeah.
So do you consider Red Oak your home, or do you consider New Mexico your home?
Honestly,
Or you just have two
my
homes?
home's 3 different places. We have Texas, we have here, and we have New Mexico. Because I spent
Your mom's down in Texas, correct?
yeah, so I consider a lot of places my home.
You gotta have other family from Red Oak, right?
Yeah. My grandma Joyce lives here. I don't know if you guys know any of the McKinleys or the Philbys.
Your grandpa's like the most legendary high school football
Yeah,
coach in Red
he
Oak
lives
history.
in New Mexico now. We actually went back. Nordine, you had a book signed by all the
Yeah,
football players.
the media guy
He started
signed it for him.
crying. It was really sweet. But yeah, so I do have family from here. So.
Maybe we should get him on the podcast.
So it's not like it was a totally random town you moved to. You
You
always knew you had family in Red Oak.
Is your
my
dad
dad
from
grew
here
up
then?
in Villisca.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like coming back home for him.
Yeah, and a lot of people know me that I don't know them. They ask me, they're like, which one do you belong to? Because my dad and his brother. So they know that I'm one of the two when I say my last
Yeah.
name. And then a lot of people mistake me for Anna's sister. I'm pretty sure one time you called me Anna, but it's okay.
Probably.
Forgive and forget.
I knew her first.
I used to get that too, because people, my cousins, they were quite a bit older than me, but people would be like, "Are you Reynold or John's boy?" And I'm like, "John." They're like, oh, "Okay." But then my uncle was named Michael, and he passed away in a car accident. We got back to Air Force military. We'll just put it there. And then my name was on the bottom of the grocery store from the receipt because I was the first checker. I was amazing at it. But my teacher started freaking out because it said Michael Nordine. And that was his name, Michael Nordine, and she was like, he died like 30 years ago. Like, she started freaking out and didn't know that was me. So I had the same thing growing up. Everybody thought I was Reynolds' kid or John. They always had to check. Well, I mean, at least you guys got some of it planned out. I mean, it's nice to be able to plan it out with somebody else. I did all my own. These two got attached to the hip over here.
It's pretty bad.
How many classes do you guys have together at Red Oak? All of them?
First period, second period, not third period, because I have algebra 2 and she's in geometry, which is sad.
So which
I
one's
almost
higher?
went back for her.
Oh, so John, all right. Went back for her.
I almost failed algebra 2.
So
'cause-
backhand.
What'd you say?
So backhanded.
I was back for
I didn't
him.
mean it like that. I'm just saying I was so sad when I realized I will never have math with someone that I actually like.
No
Oh,
trouble.
that might not be a good thing to say. Not a lot of the juniors like me very much.
So majority of your classes are together.
Wait, let's go through it. First period, second period,
Fifth period.
fifth period, sixth period, seventh period,
Not eighth. 'cause
not eighth.
So
5 out
half.
of 8.
Over half.
60%.
But we
55%.
got lunch. We made sure that we went into before Venanza.
We actually
went
changed
to
our
class.
schedules to have more classes together.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
We
no.
tried getting them all together,
Tracy's gonna be
but
busy.
it wouldn't work to get them all together because like there's some things where classes are full. So we got what we could, and that's why we have 5 out of 8 classes together.
Well, that just brings a comfort level for you to even class, even though you know everybody here. But
She always has snacks for me, so it's great.
Yeah, I'm like Chalkies.
I'm like, do you have snacks?
you used to, your freshman year, you fed everybody in this class.
It was so bad. It was this class too. Oh my
Zaire
god.
took
Yeah,
all your
usually-
snacks. You
No.
got Takis. You got Takis.
Zaire's still so bad about it. He hears like a chip bag open and he's like alert. It's
No,
bad.
It's in my history class. I'm like, I'll be rummaging through papers. I'm like, no, it's not chips. Like, no, it's not anything. I'm like, bro, like away.
Like we were all at study table the other day and I pulled out like a bag of like goldfish, like a little one, and he was like, "Oh, I want some." And I was like,
He goes, my mom says I can have them.
"Yeah, my mom said I could have some of those." I was like,
What a great line. Your mom's
Damn.
not even here. Well, I know in my, third period class, Ethan Fouts and Mason Fisher have like a buffet every single day in class. Andrew Johnson eats the whole dang class period. I mean, you guys got tapeworms or something. Like a thyroid problem or what? I eat a couple meals a day and it goes straight to my hips. You know?
I buy like Tutti Fruttis to like incentivize the kids with. I'm like, no, that's
Oh
too
my
damn
God.
expensive. And then I just want to eat them, so it's like,
and then every day.
yeah, you guys would come in.
Yeah,
And get
every day.
Not even their teacher. Like,
My
I
wife-
kept like getting them. Like, yeah, take some in there.
Well, I can vouch for that. 'Cause my wife says I always see Kip at Dollar General getting candy, and I'm like, yeah, it's probably for his classes. And she
Yeah.
goes, they probably eat it all like your class. I have my like nice little bin here that I fill up, and in 2 days it's gone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a little Tutti
I
Frutti
saw
coming out.
Jasmine's over here the other day. She's
You saw that? I didn't know you saw me putting them on
I'm
my
like,
phone.
take one, guys. Just loading up her hoodie. Come on.
No, and then I go back to the corner. I go back to the corner and I unload it all into my backpack.
We see. I'm gonna put a lock on it in the future. No. Well, let's move on. Let's see. We got 2 more topics and our top 5 we'll get to. My last topic I wanted to talk to you guys about was lifting. You guys mentioned a little bit. Both enjoy strength training, right? Even though you're a little off right now.
That's actually what started me and Mareli being friends.
Yeah.
Really?
We met at the gym, or we already knew each other obviously because we went to middle school together. But when we first became really good friends, one day I was at the gym and she was there with her sister, and we made a whole plan to live together. And then I actually remember the first time we decided that Mareli was going to start taking me to school and taking me home from school. We talked about it. We ordered pre-workout together. We had sat in our car. We're like, okay, you'll pick me up every day. I'll bring a gym bag, and then we'll go straight to the Y after school, and then we'll lift, and then you can take me home. And we had this whole plan, and that's actually what started us being together as much as we were. Because it was so bad that
It's that gym community. I mean,
people
they
had
look out for each
never
other.
seen us without each other. Our freshman year.
I know last year I had you both in the same class, and one was gone. The other one had to be sick too.
Yeah.
If
You
Mareli
mentioned
wasn't
it
going to
earlier.
be,
There was no
Good
chance
for her.
I'd do this without the other.
Yeah.
yeah, I could not be here alone right now. I don't know.
Isn't that scary? So what's your favorite thing about strength training, going to the gym and stuff? Is it the camaraderie, or do you enjoy the grind of it, the hurt of lifting?
I've never been one of those people who likes the hurt of lifting. I'm not one of those people who's I like the pain.
But you guys don't power lift, right? You're not going out and trying to max out and have a 225 bench.
Sustain your strength or whatever.
Yeah,
What do you think is big for soccer?
legs.
Legs.
But also,
100%.
But also arms, because you're shoving into people constantly. So
Gotta sharpen
And
those
you should
elbows.
see-
Sharpen those elbows up.
We were doing throw-ins, right? Obviously, I've kind of lost some of my arm muscle, and we're practicing throw-ins. And Marley was my partner, and these balls were going over my, not even
Weight room.
10 feet over my head. I'm looking at him Marley, you do realize I'm supposed to be able to stop it.
You
You do this on the field.
Watch this.
At that point, I was just throwing it to see how far I could check. I was like, at that one.
And then I was like, Marley, quit it. I know you can, but don't. And then mine, I'm throwing them, and they're stopping on the ground and bouncing up and down. Marley has to walk over and pick it up. Sorry.
And then the conditioning, the running, I mean, squats and leg action.
Yeah.
Some explosiveness.
Yeah, lateral
Acceleration.
movements and stuff. A lot of plyros too, probably.
Well, because kicking
explosive
is so
movements.
important, and having a good leg, like a strong leg, is so important for if you're trying to.
Do you usually kick with just one foot, or can you do kick with both?
Our
Like, for a
coach
goal.
has us practice with our left, but
If you're in the
It's
middle of
not.
the game, like in basketball, I could not make a right-handed layup if my life depended on it. I always use my
Oh,
left hand.
yeah. I
You
use
know,
my right.
so if you're going in a game, in practice, you're going to learn how to use both. But in a game, when it comes down to it, you're going to use your dominant foot.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
yeah.
My little soccer smarts I'm trying to think about. Some of that depends on your position, right? Like if you're a forward and you're got to be able to shoot at the goal with both legs
Yeah, like-
because you can't always get
Yeah,
your right
like
foot.
I'm left side striker.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're 1 foot dominant, like maybe if you're on defense, you can always rely on that one a little better.
Yeah, me and
They
Riley
were
are
trying
on.
to teach me positions the other day in class because I said I thought they just all ran around wherever they wanted.
Well, because
I was a fullback a lot. I didn't get to play a lot of that.
me and Riley are on
They don't call
opposite ends of the
fullbacks.
field. I'm center back, so I'm just in the middle of defense, and she's a striker. So we have completely different
Strikers
things.
are the dogs, aren't they?
Hey,
It's a sweeter
Wants to
name.
be. Honestly,
cooler name.
nah. We don't do much. We just kind of wait there wait for the ball.
What's the key
cool
position
name.
on the field?
midfield,
Midfield.
midfield,
Do they kind of
1000%.
control it all?
They're
Be like the quarterback of the team.
Well,
yeah,
it
if you see
depends
people
on
running around. That's the midfield. The reason why they're running around so much is because of the midfield. The midfield's pushing them back. Like whatever is in the middle, that's your midfield. They have so much credit for them. They're running from like defense, and then all of a sudden they have to like run down the field. Yeah, it's midfield.
Lot of
for
work.
sure.
I will say though, it depends on what you're talking about. Because if you're talking about stopping getting scored on, midfield and defense, obviously. But if you're talking about scoring, 100% forwards. Like
I'm looking at like if you look at like football, you have the quarterback. Basketball, you have the point guard. Baseball, maybe catcher.
Or
Then
shortstop.
maybe
Shortstop.
Maybe it would be like striker, but honestly now we don't do
See,
anything.
that's what I said. The
But I
dog's the
feel like-
striker.
But
it depends on
honestly,
how good of a team you are too.
Strikers can be anything without their defense or their midfield. It's honestly like that because
Okay.
if defense doesn't stop the ball and if midfield doesn't carry it up, we can't do anything. We're just
Yeah,
gonna
we had
struggle.
some big problems our last game because defense was having a hard time because we were on defense like the whole game because they were a great team. We've experienced this before where it's been on defense the whole game because we've played a
We've
good team.
experienced in football too.
Like trainer, the whole game we were back on defense because they're that good of a team. So
And you mean be good like they move the ball well, like
They're
things like
just
that.
smart,
good
like,
communication,
fast.
like they weren't. A lot of times you see people who are trying to be like they want to score, but then they were having like they would pass to someone else, so that person could make it in. Like they were assisting, which is hard to find sometimes because a lot of times people want to be the one to run it up and get it in the
Take
goal.
it all themselves.
Yeah, but they were like they had no problem like passing to someone else so they could make it in the goal. Like they were a wonderful team, and they were after the game like while you're on the field. I mean, some people are really nice, but at the same time, you and that team are not friends.
Yeah.
Like, but me and a few other people ran into them after the game, and they were so nice to us. But like on the field, like I have a problem with. I ran into someone, and I literally went. I was like, I'm so sorry. I said, oh my god, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And like the girl was like, you're fine. And she's like kind of mean to me, and I was like, I'm so
Shove it
sorry.
back.
She like looked at me. She's like, you're good. And I was like, no, like I'm so sorry.
Well, yeah, your soccer's a little okay. If you got any weight training for it, we can appreciate that. What
Oh
do you got
god,
here?
what is this?
Is that their schedule?
This is trainer schedule. I was just seeing who they played. So.
Wait, please.
I can pull up our schedule actually, guys. We have a new one, really. Did you see that? There's a
We
new
do?
You
schedule.
always guys making new schedules. That make a schedule for boys, and they're scheduled on all our track meet
Oh
nights.
yeah, we're not versing them this year.
So our
we gotta go
next,
play Gilbert?
yeah, we are.
We are.
We are playing trainer.
Yeah.
So here's
Um,
our schedule. We have Glenwood,
Recently,
Glenwood the 16th, St. Albert the 17th, Lewis Central the 18th,
Jeez, 3 days
20
in a row.
Trainer the 23rd, Riverside the 2nd, Underwood the 7th,
Yeah, I'm working the session stand for that one.
Carroll on the 10th.
But you guys remember the deal.
Come out. So.
Does it have to be at that one or any game?
Any game.
Okay.
You guys go get that dub.
And then Carroll on the 10th. And then we might be playing TJ, but we don't know yet. So.
Well, we got a little off topic there.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry,
Sorry, guys.
Lifting,
It's gotta be my fault.
Soccer. No, I brought up lifting for soccer, and it kind of tied in. But do you, as females, do you feel scared training around males?
At first, it was terrifying.
Do you think they're like judging you, or like it's just
honestly
awkward, or?
When I first started lifting, I was most definitely judged. I remember there was a specific time in this class, I don't know if you remember, and they were trying to give me crap for how I did like pull downs, and it was like ace or something. And then Brandon like popped in, he was like, no, like that's how you do it. And then they started betting on who would win in a fight, me or Ace. That's off the topic.
Love how just churn turns into.
But like I remember a lot of people tried telling me I was doing things wrong, and a lot of times people would make fun of me for the weight I was lifting. Like I remember people used to give us crap for our bench, which I was like, I mean, we've been lifting for a week. I would really hope you could bench twice as much as I can. Like, I would really hope. But once we lifted for a while, it completely stopped. Like, and then we honestly became friends with a lot of people through lifting. Like, there was a lot of people that we became, I'd say, pretty good friends with because of lifting.
Do you think that beginning stages, like that kind of stuff, was discouraging to you guys? Like, I know you just said that you kept lifting and you saw the progression of it.
I had so much fun when we first started lifting because.
But them talking like that and like saying you're not lifting, your max isn't big enough and stuff like that. Was it just like?
At first it was all people you see in the gym. Like me and Mareli were there every day. We'd see them like once a week, and it's like okay.
So it was just fun razzing, really.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it ever really got to me because I continued lifting. Like I never stopped because of it. But after a while, it went away. I think once they realized that like we were more serious about it, I guess. But
do you guys film when you lift?
No, we think that's so stupid.
So okay, here's my question: what's wrong with your generation? Why do we need to film everything?
You're asking me? You know how many people's PRs I've had to film?
Have you guys ever heard of winning in the dark?
Yeah.
Like, to me, that's like spotlighting yourself.
And here's the thing, me and Mareli, I don't think we ever really talked to people about lifting. We did when we first started, I think we talked about it a little more, but we don't talk to people about it. Like,
and when you're first into it, you're trying to learn stuff, you're trying to get more involved with it.
Even now, sometimes I ask questions. Am I doing this right?
Yeah. Like, we'll ask the guys at the gym all the time, we'll be like, are we doing this right? Like, I have no problem with that. But, like, I don't
See, and if you're filming, and you're filming because, like, I'm there by myself, and I'm doing a squat, and I want to check my form, or ask people about my form, I'm going to film.
Accountability for yourself.
And it was for that. We were just
But like these people that like need to film, like I guess my wife gave me this huge spiel the other day about influencers and how much I'm like, this is stupid. Like influencers are dumb, and I guess I'm trying to be one, having this podcast, but that's besides the point.
He's an influencer.
No, I'm not. But it like TikTok workouts piss me off because they're like ridiculous.
I agree.
Like, let's put bands on, stand on a Bosu ball while doing jumping jacks. Like, it's just like all these weird things. It annoys me. I must watch too much YouTube and see these like gym people complaining about getting stared at, and like it's like,
oh my god, it's so bad.
Your camera's right here, and the guy's lifting behind you, and then they're want to complain about.
The guys in the video are like,
it's like, well, why are you filming me? Like I could never go to a gym anymore if that's the way it's gonna be.
Me and Mareli have been caught in people's gym videos and been posted before, and like there was one where I'm in the background like bending down to pick up a weight, like I look like an idiot.
Well, I mean, let's be honest. Those pictures during football, there's a couple of them where you're.
I'm staring. I know. Don't even get me started.
And then you zoomed in on that one, and you're in the background, like.
I'm like, well, okay. You made it sound like I was staring, because I was like, oh my god,
or
there
the
I
one
am.
I shared that everybody's smiling and she's looking up like.
It's because you see this picture of like people, and you're like, oh, like that person's locked in, and then I'm in the background like not minding my business, staring at them dead in the eye, like what was I doing?
So I guess you guys are on the same page that filming yourself at the gym is pretty.
No, I've had Mareli film me one time for my form. She filmed me doing pull downs, and even then I watched the video. I was like, I'm deleting this. Like this is so embarrassing.
Okay, well, I guess their word was what, cringy.
Cringe.
So cringy. Oh.
So cringe.
Especially if you're posting it to certain things.
I don't know, because I see like TikToks come up all the time about like, I don't know, I've never seen any guys, but I see a lot of girls, and I feel like, I mean, maybe they're useful for like people that are just starting off. They're like, I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
used to
see a lot that like they're not even doing anything. Like I saw one the other day, and a girl just had a med ball, and she was just like squatting, and she was like making these weird noises and stuff. And some guy like slapped the ball out of her hand, and he's like, "No, leave." And the girl's like, "Oh." Like, wasn't even lifting. She was just doing stupid crap at the gym. Like, get out of here. Like, what are you doing? So, if you're lifting and you're trying to help people, like, fine. But, like, 90% of them is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. And I see these ones that the guys are flexing, and they have less definition in their biceps than I do. And I haven't lifted in forever. So
Trust me, like me and Mareli, we've been going to the gym for like a year and a half now, almost 2 years. I've seen some people do some embarrassing things in front of mirrors. Like when I tell you we've seen some things, like especially at the Y of all places, like we've seen some things.
Mirrors, all right. When I was in high school, I sleeve up and rock that mirror look.
Well,
you
then
know?
there's
But I'm
one of
not
their friends
filming
in the back with the camera.
See, now that's
like,
we gotta check the other side too. You know?
And then one time, like, they've had me and Mareli film it before, so they're in, like, the mirror flexing, and, like, it'll be me and Mareli in the back, like, holding their phone. Like, I don't... What?
Yeah, the flex pictures can be done at home, I think.
I've gotten
You
yelled
don't
at
have to
before
be at
for
the
not
gym.
recording their flex video good enough, and then they had Mareli doing it, and they're like, Mareli, you did so great. And I was like...
I was just messing
I was like, I just told
you. And like all of a sudden, what's it called?
You had the right filter to make their
I
muscles
think it was
look good.
Zaire. I'm pretty sure it was Zaire who had us record him.
You had it in portrait mode.
He has like lashes.
Put a Snapchat filter on there.
Yeah. Like, did I do it right? No.
Well, keep working. Weight room is beneficial. I need to get back in there. I need to do something instead of
Me
sitting
too.
in the morning.
Me too.
Well, that's all the topics I had. Do you guys have any? I had to ask Coach or guest topics, or Kip, you got anything you got good for the cause? Anything on your mind? Nothing?
What's it like coaching a ton of... I want to think of a word that's not mean.
I love coaching at Red Oak. We just need to find a way to motivate kids more.
I
And
agree.
I don't know what it's going to take, but we just got to find some kind of internal motivation. Exterior motivation is, you can only do so much. But it's on how good you want to be, really. I'm assuming that's what you're going to ask.
Yeah, pretty much.
It's kind of nice to switch it up. Like you're footballing, then you go to bowling.
Yeah.
It's not necessarily the same ones. I do junior high track. It's not the. Even I noticed with like me when I go to baseball. Well, a lot of those guys I coached in football, so they heard my voice a ton then, and then they see me at school, and then they get me in baseball again. It's like, well, they've heard my voice for the last 9 months. Hey, coach, another coach tell them that, just like
Hear from
might be
somebody
something
different.
just different voice. So
Yeah.
going to the middle school, they haven't had me as a coach before, so just kind of keeping a fresh voice.
Yeah.
It's kind of nice to switch it up every now and then.
I love, football is my number one. I live for that stuff. I don't know anything else in life. But bowling, I bowled since I was tiny. But I come unglued in football every single day, yelling at people. But bowling, it's just like, if I came unglued at a bowling practice, I have.
It's kind
Don't
of
get me wrong.
embarrassing.
I have come unglued, but yeah, it's definitely a different type of coaching. And the bowling, it's a recreational sport. You know, soccer's more of a sport than bowling. Bowling, golf, tennis, it's a recreational activity. Just happen to be varsity, not JV.
Hey.
So, well, let's get to our top 5. All right.
I got them in my notes.
I asked these young ladies what they wanted to do because I didn't know. I was thinking, top 5 clothing brands or something might pop off. But
Soccer players, but they don't watch soccer.
yeah, they don't watch soccer, so Rondolfo or whatever his name was probably number 1. Or Messi, Ronaldo. Do you ever see that the bust he got made of him? Can you pull that up, Kim?
The bus.
So he got put in the Hall of Fame, or but it's so bad. Wait till you see it. Look at that.
That's terrible.
No. It's terrible. That would make me quit soccer forever.
And is he the greatest soccer player of all time, or is it Messi?
It's like he's definitely top. Like him and Messi get the most.
He looks like the guy off
Wait,
Goonies.
that one on the right, like
Like his eyes are like You look at a picture of him, his eyes are normal. We'll throw this in there so you guys can see what we're talking about.
That's terrible.
But that's rough. So we're not going to talk about soccer. We're going to talk about our 5 favorite fast food restaurants.
Because we're fatties.
Expertise. So
Actually, guess where we're going after this?
McDonald's.
We haven't
Sleep.
picked yet,
Yeah.
actually.
No,
But
We still got to vote on it in the car.
I'm gonna go finish laundry and go watch football.
We got WrestleMania tonight.
Yeah, WrestleMania. So top 5. I'll go first like always. Kip, you got one too?
I wrote some down quick. I
All
can't
right.
say they're my one, but they're
A top to, or
I have a question.
bottom to top. So
They're 5 of
Start
my
with number
favorites.
5.
Is B-Dubs a fast food place?
Sure.
Okay. Oh, that's got to go up.
Because some of mine take a little longer for the food to cook. But so my first one is McDonald's because you know what, you're getting crap. My uncle Randall used to call it choke and puke, but it's so like you know what you're getting.
Yeah,
right?
it's consistent.
It's consistent. That's the word. So I put that as 5 because I only had 4 good ones. So 5 is McDonald's.
The one I wrote down is now it's like my stopping point if I go see my brother up in the cities. It is the West Des Moines Pancheros. If we had a place like that, it's a good thing there's not one in Red Oak. But when I was up in Cedar Falls for college, I'd go there a decent amount. And it's one of my 5 favorites. It's probably not my top 5 in order, but these are going to be my 5 of my favorites. So
Well, mine are in
Pancheros.
order, I'll tell you what.
Mine aren't in order either, but I'm going to put them in order when I say them.
Oh,
I just have them on the list. Oh, okay.
so you're up. Number 5.
My number 5. This one is good, but it's not a favorite. Taco Bell. Their grilled cheese burrito is delicious. It never disappoints me, but it's not my favorite. I'm not picky. I pick it when Mareli wants it. That's when I'll go get it. It's usually Mareli who's like Taco Bell, and I'm like, sure.
But you can get to KFC too if you want. Is that what it is?
Their
Taco
chicken
Bell,
sa-
KFC?
I actually really used to like their spicy chicken sandwich, but every time I get it, it doesn't taste like it's chicken. It can't be like.
Taco John's in the 6-pack in a pound is way better.
Or they use they have to use the most random parts of the chicken because
geez.
I'll bite into things that don't feel like chicken. I can't do
It's
it.
that rat meat.
Blech.
Morelli, what's your 5th one?
my 5th one is also Taco Bell.
Are you guys gonna have the same list?
Imagine.
You two.
could have just had Morelli on there. It would have been the same conversation.
How is Taco Bell your number 5? You want Taco Bell all the
It's so
time.
practical. It's the better one here.
See, she's making it sound like she doesn't ask us to go get Taco Bell every
Look
other
at
day.
my list. Okay.
We get
We'll
so
get to that. We'll get to that.
All right, so we had Taco Bells, eh?
But I think it's practical. and
It is good.
and
It is
hits
good.
every time.
I don't eat it.
Have you ever had their slushies?
Mareli loves it. Oh my god.
No, they have.
I think Mareli would donate me to.
Is that cherry Coke?
No.
You probably could find one.
It's like your cherry Coke for free.
Is it the Baja Blast? Is that
No.
what they're
I think
What's
Mareli
that
would
from?
get rid of me for a slushie.
called?
I love slushies. Oh god.
Oh,
I used to-
1000%.
Hawaiian shaved ice.
Oh.
Like the
You would say something
Those
like
are
that.
the best. Those are the best. Tiger blood.
Oh, Tiger Blood's good.
Yeah. See, I'm smart. All right, number 4. I have Time Out. It's a chicken and biscuits place on the University of North Carolina campus. It's named after the 1993 national championship game when Chris Webber called timeout when they had no timeouts with 19 seconds left in the game, so they lost.
He's a famous basketball player from the 90s.
Yes. So basically, it's making fun of this guy for calling timeout. So there's a big mural of it on the back of the wall, and it's just like it's a place that everybody goes just to take a picture. They might not even eat there, but the food's really good. I took my dad there when I lived down there, but that's my 4th. Is Time Out just because of that mural.
What do you get from there?
Chicken and biscuits.
Ew. Don't even look
Chicken
at
and
me.
biscuits.
That sounds
Chicken and
dry.
biscuits.
Chips. That's all it's a chicken and biscuit place.
Sounds
It was in North Carolina too. It was right across the street from Mama Dip's.
Was the chicken
Amazing.
dry?
No, it was
The
actually it was
biscuits.
really good. The biscuits were amazing. They have places, drive-throughs in North Carolina that just sell biscuits.
That's terrible. Oof.
But it's
Next.
so good.
Skipley, go ahead before I keep hearing about biscuits.
My number 4, I don't go there as often, but I don't know. Back in the day, it always was good. When my parents came to UNI to see me, this is where we always went out to eat. It's just your neighborhood family restaurant, Applebee's. So
My wife,
I've
the
never had
wonton tacos and the Asian zinger salad or
chicken
something.
fajita roll up. I usually get some pasta.
Only
some
thing I've heard
chickens.
about Applebee's is the margaritas. So.
I get the riblets.
I got this.
I used to have the 2-for-1. Now it's getting a little more expensive. The 2 for $20 used to be a staple, but
I mean, all fast
Inflation.
food is expensive now.
Okay, my number 4 is Subway. Now, a lot of people hate on my Subway sandwich. I personally think it is Mareli actually hates on myself. I think it is the most delicious
Cat's
sandwich.
meow.
Do you want to know what it is?
Meatball Mariana.
No, ew. Okay. Foot long Italian herbs and cheese, black forest ham, and American cheese with lettuce, pickles, extra pickles, banana peppers, jalapenos, mustard. I always ask for a little bit of mayo.
And they still just.
They still just go at it. But it's fine.
Same returns.
The 1 out of 10 times that I get a little bit of mayo are worth it. Vinegar, salt, pepper.
It's too much.
That's
No,
a
it's
lot.
amazing. And then I put the jalapeno Miss Vicky's chips inside of it. It's delicious. It's amazing. It never disappoints me.
Sounds like it has a lot of flavor.
Dude,
I just can't get it when I get my braces tightened.
your
I can't eat it.
meal
It's too
could
hard.
kill
A Victorian child.
child. No,
There's a lot going on there.
it was
I think it's so good. It's delicious.
I get a meatball marinara with American cheese.
I think the reason why my order's like that is because my dad. Because my dad gets everything too.
Nope, nothing else. I don't like Subway. What's your favorite sub place? Is it Subway? Or it'd be like Jimmy John's, Firehouse Subs. That's my favorite. Firehouse Subs is amazing.
Honestly, personally, it's in between Subway or just making them myself because I can make a good one at my house.
Why don't you make some for class? Morelli's mom still owes me some
There's a
tamales.
place in Cedar Falls called Sub
He made
City.
some a while ago.
No, the other day I had sprained my ankle and Marley brought me like an entire thing of Mexican food, a Coke, a bag of Mexican candy. I was so happy.
Mexican Coke?
I was so happy about it that I almost
No,
started
I think it
crying.
was just a bottle.
Mexican Coke's the
'Cause
best.
the
Got
one
that
with
real
glass?
sugar? Yeah.
I just sprained my ankle and my stepmom made some stupid, I can't say that word, in a crock pot. And you know when the crock pot's on the counter, it's not going to be good. So I called Marley. I was like, what's your mom making for dinner tonight? And I think I actually called to ask when your mom was making tamales next. So anyways, Marley brought me a meal. It was actually really good. It was like
Is that
some
when you
kind
fell
of
out of
meat.
the door at Shenandoah?
Dude, I fell in front of everyone. All I did was trip and I sprained my ankle. That's so embarrassing.
Oh,
In front of all these wrestlers too, like,
Yeah,
You
the
laugh.
wrestling cheerleaders were like,
cause it was so loud. And so everyone turns around. And I was like really praying no one saw it. And then like
yeah, everybody saw it.
we come back and
Just
there's
like
like a
in
few
front
of
of
the
me.
wrestlers from our team come out and I'm like, no one saw that. And they're like, no, like we were all talking about how stupid you are.
no. And then I was
Thank
like-
you.
I was like,
And I
Jasmine-
guarantee the Shenandoah people are watching the camera.
Yeah, I was like, Jasmine, get up, hurry. She's like, I can't.
Actually, I feel like I've told you about this. The time before that, the last time I was in the Shenandoah gym, before this, was when they did the whole sweep thing. And me and Abby were actually the ones who stole the broom from a janitor's cart and brought it in so they could do. I remember telling you about that and you yelled at me.
Yep, I did.
I was the one who stole the broom from
and,
the janitor's
And when I
cart.
tell you the day you were going to go to the wrestling meet, don't go spend money in Shan. Nothing good happens in Shan.
And then I
what
wrote an
happens,
assignment.
You roll your ankle.
I wrote a story assignment for your class about. It was actually really funny. That
I gave you
story
2 extra credit points.
I know.
Made me laugh.
about how you should always listen to Nordine.
Yep.
This is why they don't think we're good sports.
Listen, someone said get a broom, and I was like, I didn't want to go. And I was like, Abby, go with me. And Abby's like, let's go. So we run out there, we grab it, we run back in.
Don't need a broom. The scoreboard doesn't.
I didn't think Aiden was gonna sweep their feet.
Yeah, that was
He did.
far. That was
They were just supposed to do
far.
what they do at volleyball games here, where they just like hold it in the air. I didn't think he was gonna go sweep their feet.
Well, that's what
Just
happens.
a freshman boy to make a smart decision.
Okay, Marley, what's your number
Morelli,
4?
number 4.
Subway.
Oh my
I swear
god!
they changed.
Give me a
they
high
swear
five.
for
I'm
me.
waiting
They
so long.
They swear for.
They better
I swear
change
they
after
changed
this,
it.
huh?
Um,
Good golly.
Subway, just because I think.
Do you get the same sandwich?
Got
dude?
that
No,
bread
hers is
No.
disgusting. You get some beef and shredded cheese,
I get-
toasted.
A 6-inch with steak, shredded cheese, mayo, lettuce,
You used to get cucumbers
and
on it.
tomato.
And I
used to
started
get
cursing
cucumber.
you out.
Yeah, it's good. It's just.
I think
That
I'm the
sounds-
reason why you stopped getting
Sounds a little
cucumbers.
better than that concoction you got
Like,
going
I
on.
would feed your Subway to a cat.
Your Subway could feed like a whole homeless guy.
Just missed $5 footlongs.
I do too. Now they're like 15.
Yeah, Subway's actually a lot. Everywhere's more expensive than it used to be. Like last night I went to McDonald's and I spent $20. I was also buying food for someone else. I promise I'm not that fat.
Well, just a meal is $20.
Yeah.
All right, number 3, I have Dairy Queen. Because you can't go wrong with chicken strip basket with
Oh.
gravy. But the main reason I picked Dairy Queen is because that's what my grandma used to always take us after we did yard work, and she'd buy us dilly bars.
Dilly
But
bars.
She'd be like, we can go to Dairy Queen. She'd make us walk all the way there, me and my cousins. And then she's like, we all getting ready for a blizzard or something. And then she'd buy a box of dilly bars, give us 3, 1 each, and then she'd eat the other 3. And we did all this yard work all weekend, and yeah.
Butterscotch dilly bars.
We got dilly
Oh
bars.
my
No,
God.
cherry.
Was it one
Cherry.
of the, like,
Cherry, you're so sick in the head.
But it-
Was
we
it one of
always-
the ones that had like indoor seating stuff?
Yeah, that it was in Waterloo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's over by 6 Corners in Waterloo, kind of near West High.
Yeah. Denison kind of famously has like, it's a seasonal one,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just kind of known in the area for being a good one.
They had this
We're a little too far down.
like a gas station tube, so they knew when people were coming up to the drive-through and it'd ring when you drove over it. So we'd just go sit there and step on it, like constantly, and people get so mad at us. We're like 13.
I don't know if they do it here, but in New Mexico, schools would get graded, like elementary schools. I don't know if they did up to high school because I obviously never went to high school there. So when we were in elementary school, every year if the school got an A, like an all-around A, because I went to a pretty good school, we'd get dilly bars at the end of the year, and I always got the butterscotch one. It was so good. Cherry is insane. I don't think one kid got a cherry dilly bar. You're
Well,
sick in the
I could have
head.
took them all home with me then. That would have been just fine.
It wasn't true.
Kip, 3?
My number 3 that I just wrote down, Texas Roadhouse. Back in the day, I'd dominate some.
You better not change your list.
Oh,
Chicken critters, and then you got the buns and the apple butter. So
Yeah,
speaks for
you could get
itself.
filled up on the buns and apple butter.
Yeah, like back then I wasn't a big steak guy. Now I don't go there as much because it's kind of weird to go there by yourself. I think it's a place you go with others. So I haven't
Go
been
for
there
your
in a while.
birthday and sit on the
Yeah, by
by
myself.
yourself. Yeah.
Next time you gotta go to Target, we'll go there.
Yeah, well, on my weekly
So my
Target
number
runs.
3 is Texas Roadhouse.
I don't never think going to Texas is that big of a deal because in my house we have steak at least 3 times a week. So it's Texas.
To me,
Roadhouse.
that's not
I
fast food.
I still get
because
chicken
I
when
was
I go there.
I just get 8-ounce sirloin with Caesar salad and fries. Okay, my number 3 is the one and only McDonald's.
I haven't got out of Red Oak yet.
I know.
Oh, just wait, the next 2 are.
All right. Mine are in different states, but
Yeah, I'm not
No
that
one
well
traveled.
traveled.
So, all right, Mickey D's.
Okay.
What's your go-to?
Okay, depends on how hungry I
I've had
am.
to say this order so many times.
On a typical day, stop, be nice. On a typical day, I get a 10-piece chicken nugget with barbecue, ranch, and buffalo. Sometimes I don't get the barbecue, the ranch, and the buffalo, or I have to. A large fry and a large Dr. Pepper. Here's the thing, if I'm hungry, like I'm hungry, I get a 20-piece chicken nugget, and I eat them all. I'm not afraid to admit that I should probably be listed as obese.
Well, I always get.
You know when you do your BMI and it goes like overweight? Like,
Yeah, BMI's stupid.
Yeah, I don't think
Kip, he knows too. We studied that in college, and it's like, are you kidding me? Yeah, BMI's dumb. I always get McChicken, McDouble, large Coke. That's it.
hot and spicy McChickens are good too.
I get McChicken, small fries.
Yeah.
Sometimes a lemonade.
Treat's not meant to be spicy.
Number 3?
My number 3.
McDonald's.
No.
Oh.
Trader.
No. This one's out. Panda Express.
Oh, all
That's a
right.
good one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like
See, I think that's crazy because in all the times we've gone to Council Bluffs, we never get Panda.
We always get. My wife loves Panda Express.
Well, I don't know. Lately, it's been up.
Yeah.
Like they're what's it called? Honey walnut.
During soccer, it automatically goes up because after games, if we're ever in Council Bluffs, everyone wants Panda after games. It's
Don't
just
you guys like? Everybody wants Raising Canes when we go to.
I'm always the one voting for Raising Cane's, and everyone hates on me. It's overrated.
Wait, what
I
did we
won't drive
get
there because it's
last-
never near where we're going.
After the game, what did we get?
Last time after the game, we went to freaking Culver's.
College, there was Chinese food closer to the establishments we went to on the weekends. So we always went there for our Chinese food and not Panda.
I just ate it come and go up on top of the hill.
Panda's good. Don't get me wrong. I think
Those
Panda's great.
hot dogs hit different about 3 a.m. So my number 2 should be my number 1. It's my go-to spot, Long John Silver's. I love me some Long
You're
John
so
Silver's.
sick in the head.
It lost points because they don't do the corn on the cob anymore. But
Isn't that the one that had the lobsters that are like alive in the water?
no, they don't have that there. You're thinking of Red Lobster.
Yeah.
Yeah, Long
I don't know
John
how
Silver's
those
is a fast
things
food.
get mixed up.
It's my go-to. I love it. It used to be Popeyes when I was growing up.
Popeyes is good.
So they didn't have the closest Popeyes to my hometown in Story City. Wrong pipe there. Was so it was in Omaha. So me and my buddy Ike and my other buddy Ryan, we would hop in the car and drive to Omaha once a month just to get Popeye's chicken. 4-hour drive just for one way, just to get Popeye's chicken. Yeah, we weren't smart.
I think it was
Spicy chicken sandwich from Popeyes.
Not spicy.
Yes.
But I learned from my buddy Lupe down in Texas that Church's chicken is way better. So, but yeah, my number 2 is Long John Silver's. Kip.
My dad's side's Irish, my mom's side's German, and I always said that if I had a third side, it would be Italian, because I love me some Olive Garden. So it's a taste of Italy. And I love the tour of Italy, because I can't never
Nothing
choose,
like
so I always get a little bit of all three. So Olive Garden's my number 2.
Endless breadsticks and salad.
Mm-hmm.
Number 2?
Number 2, B-dubs.
I hate
I love B-dubs. I
B-dubs
get,
goes right through me.
and I get the
Honesty time.
buffalo chicken tots, right? I could get that alone. It's a big serving. And then I get a 6 bone-in chipotle barbecue dry. Leave me alone.
So mad.
Chipotle. How do I say it? Chipotle barbecue dry rub wings. And that's what I get with the Dr. Pepper. It's so good.
Dr. Pepper's disgusting.
Or a root
Too many
beer.
flavors.
I really like root beer.
Root beer's even worse.
I bet you drink
Barbecue Sprite,
Pepsi.
whatever.
Yeah.
I bet you're a Pepsi fan.
No, I'm a Cherry Coke fan.
Yeah, but like obviously, but like besides that, I bet you also drink Pepsi.
Cherry Pepsi.
You're sick in the head.
Yeah, wild cherry Pepsi.
I honestly don't hate me for this. I think Coke, Pepsi, and Dr. Pepper all taste the exact same.
I really like Sprite.
Absolutely
I like
not. Cherry Coke and Cherry Pepsi have one flavor. Cherry. Dr. Pepper has 23 flavors.
Coke
they
has
promote it
so
all over
many.
the place. No, they have Coke, Cherry Coke. Dr. Pepper has 23 different flavors in it, so there's no way they taste the same.
That's why it's on the.
That's why it's right on the can. 23
Actually?
flavors. Yes. That's why I always say there's too many flavors for me.
And a 12 ounce, yeah.
Pretty
but
called
that could kill people.
Barbecue Sprite. Not just
Kill
those.
people.
Guys, are you sure there's 23 flavors in the drink or like 23 options?
No, 23 in the drink.
Because I taste everything like caramel, vanilla.
Yeah, it's all in there.
I think it's
Cherry.
good. I don't dislike it. I'll drink Coke too.
Oh, there's fruits in there. A carrot.
Look at all that stuff.
Guys, why are we hating on Dr. Pepper? It's delicious.
It's probably good,
never mind.
but which flavor are you
I'm cutting back. Sam.
What's the
See,
other one?
23 secret flavor revealed.
Isn't it like Dr. Pibb? What's the other one? Mr.
Mr.
Pibb.
I used to drink Dr. Pepper Mr. Pibb, but I grew out of it.
I had a thing where for a while that I think I called it Dr. Pibb and Mr. Pepper.
Sounds about like what you would do.
What do you mean?
Morelli, number 2.
Oh, I need to look.
Barbecue Sprite. I can't.
Chick-fil-A.
Oh,
I
a little
love their
Chick-fil-A.
fries, and I think they have the best nuggets. And their Chick-fil-A sauce is good.
Their
The
chicken
waffle
sandwiches
fries.
are also always dry. Dry chicken
No.
They
sandwiches.
do have the best lemonade.
Oh, they have great lemonade.
Have you had their
and their
salad?
Ice. Their ice is amazing.
Their salad? The one that has like corn and like chips and not chips. It has like tortilla strips in it. I forgot what it's called. Okay.
Salad.
I'm pretty sure it's Chipotle. That's the name of the chip salad.
That's a good one.
Chipotle.
It tastes good, but the price and what you're getting on though.
I think it's mid.
I don't go
I'm not
out
a
of
big
my way
Chick-fil-A
for it.
person.
I won't turn it down. Don't get me
No.
wrong.
I
But
get hype every time the truck comes.
I probably won't. If that's the only thing around, I'll stop. But
Do you think
I'm
it
not
comes
gonna-
in?
If there's other places, I probably won't stop there.
Ooh, I need to check.
Yeah,
All right.
that's my thing. If there's
Number-
other places.
Yeah, number 1. My number 1 is back to North Carolina. It's a fast food place. It was open late at night, only a drive-through. It was called Cookout. It was great price, lots of food. That was about 15 years ago. I'm pretty sure it's probably higher price, but for $5 you get like a burger, double cheeseburger, chicken sandwich, chicken strips. Then you also got fries, hush puppies, and a drink with it.
Ooh.
And hush puppies were the best part of it. You guys know what hush puppies are?
I think.
So it's breaded potatoes, and they're first from the World War II. No, Civil War. I'm sorry, Civil War. They would bread. That's what they are right there. They would take potato that in the middle, then they'd bread it, and then they would throw it to their dogs and yell "hush puppies" because they were barking, and the North could hear them coming. So that's how they called them hush puppies.
Hush puppies.
But they're amazing.
I can't imagine someone with an accent throwing balls at their dogs and going, hush puppies.
Yeah, because be quiet. That way they don't give up their spot.
Hush,
But
little puppies.
that's my favorite spot. It was amazing at 3, 4 in the morning. It always hit the spot, that greasiness. So, cookout.
My number one, it's definitely not like number one for food, but it's more of just a place I like to go. I did put B-dubs, but it's more of like, I was in college, we went there with your buddies, I maybe had some beverages, but then you had the like 60 cents back then, it was a decent deal. So it's more just like you go to a place to be social, and it's more just the camaraderie part of it. And like as my list, it feels like it's the one place halfway socially acceptable to go by myself. So I'm like, hey, I know the game's gonna be on. I can go. Yeah,
Belly up to the bar.
Yeah, I don't have to sit by a booth and belly up to the bar, and no one will know me, even in Council Bluffs, where the closest one is. So it's my number one.
B-dubs, yeah. I always went to Hooters for wings when I was in North Carolina.
It's a
UFC
little,
nights.
but not by
Okay.
yourself.
No, my buddy T-Bag would go.
See, Hooters, you can't go there by yourself. Good food.
I mean, I could.
Yeah.
Now we're
Number one.
okay. It's been called overrated, but Canes, 100% Canes every single time.
Never had it.
So in Texas, right?
Is it good?
There's a lot of Canes. That's actually the first place I had it was when I was in Texas. Across the street from a Canes in Texas, it actually opened this summer. I want you to guess what the name of this restaurant is. You won't be able to, but just for the fun of it, guess.
Cane raisin.
No, Lanes.
Oh.
And
Raisin Lanes?
yeah, no, I honestly.
This Lanes?
Can you look up Lanes for me?
Where at?
It's in Texas. It's a
Raisin
club.
Lanes?
Lanes restaurant in Texas?
Yeah, just look up Lanes Restaurant, Texas.
Which Texas?
It doesn't
Seen a
matter.
seafood.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter which one. No, this is not right. Look up Lane's fake canes.
Lanes or Lanes?
Lane.
I don't know how it's spelled.
L-A-N, Lanes?
It is the same thing. They have Lane sauce, the same meals. Like it's
Like bowling lanes?
They are on purpose trying to be a ripoff of Cane's. Okay, well, Google doesn't know about it, so.
Try binging it.
Here's,
So this,
Lanes, right there.
yes, that is it.
25 years. Soon to be famous.
They're dedicated.
They are literally
Soon to be famous.
they're like on purpose a ripoff of Cane's. Like they have the
it's
same
like
things.
chicken with a
They have
astronaut helmet.
They have a chicken place down in Atlanta called Twerkin' Chicken. Chicken's so good it'll make you twerk.
And I
It
got
wasn't that good.
I got it one night and I tried it and it's actually really good. And it's the same exact thing.
Price different?
Same price.
Oh, there's one in College Station.
The one that I went to is in Beaumont. That's where my mom lives.
Beaumont.
Beaumont, Texas.
Yeah, I know where that is. All right, what's your number one, kid?
Canes.
Jeez, did you literally?
Let's
You
freaking
literally had one different one.
No, Mareli actually didn't want. I called her earlier. I was like, "Do you want me to tell you my list?" She said, "No, I want it to be a surprise." We actually didn't know each other's lists. She wanted it to be a surprise when we
Two
got
peas
here.
in a pod right here.
We pretty
two
much
peas
share
in a
one
pod.
brain
Good, I
cell,
mean,
bro.
look at that bread.
All right, since you had so many different, I want one more from each of you.
Okay. Oh,
Well, I don't know, because are we doing sit-down places?
They'll go restaurant. What's your
Restaurant.
favorite restaurant then?
oh wait, Nadine, why would you do this to me? I didn't prepare.
Put
for
you on the
this.
spot.
I think I know mine.
I'll tell you mine. Hickory Park in Ames, Iowa. Saucy Southerner. Amazing.
So I was gonna say
Wow.
Peppers in Cedar Falls.
Yeah,
Pretty
that place is really good. Really good. Right on the main drag, ain't it?
Yep. Yeah.
It's like
Yeah,
kind of on that
'cause
little
it's good. It is.
curved corner
It's
thing.
good.
The brick
Yeah,
building.
it's one of the
If I'm
main-
picking
main
this,
streets.
I'm
Their
picking.
chili's so good.
Chili's?
We have them. We both know. Okay.
Yep.
On the count of 3.
Wait, you're stealing mine?
No, but I also like that place.
It's gonna be the same one again.
Yeah.
No.
Oh,
Okay.
is that like not the point?
That's why I was like, let's get something different going on here.
Well,
We were both gonna
Mine-
say Texas.
Texas Roadhouse.
Texas Roadhouse.
All
That's
right. Well, I guess you guys just hang out too much that you can't.
No,
Can't have
we
anything on your
literally-
own,
We went
huh?
to Texas a couple, I don't know how many days
We've
ago.
gone to Texas so many
We went
times.
to Texas, and oh my god.
All right, here we go.
You know how many
What's
different groups of
your,
people
What's your favorite meal?
from Texas?
No, anything. Just
Anything?
doesn't have to be a restaurant. What's your favorite meal? This has to be different. This has to be different, doesn't it?
You're on
Actually,
death row. You're
you know what?
you
You
get
want
yeah,
something
it's your
different?
last meal.
You want
It's your
something
last
different?
meal.
The sushi place that's in Council Bluffs is right next to
Sushi.
Ulta. I love raw fish. Actually, there's an all you can eat.
Cook it,
Guys,
please
guys,
cook it.
I take it back. I'm taking it all back. The one besides that, there's a place in Texas that we go to. We went to it for my birthday. It's an all-you-can-eat sushi place. You pay $35, all you can eat. They have raw squid. They have raw eel. It is so good. It's delicious, and I stand by that for the rest of my life. I love raw fish. It's so good.
You're literally paying to go out in the ocean.
Raw salmon, delicious.
I mean, I love like oysters and lobster and all that, but cook it.
Raw eel, delicious.
No, if it's still in the shape of like how it is, like no.
Fish eggs, delicious. I'm not okay, just
I saw
that's
my
what
buddy
I like.
eat 2 fish eggs out of a catfish we caught right off the dock. Just cut it open and ate the eggs.
Okay, you wanna know what my favorite food is, Nordine? I get these frozen pot stickers from Hy-Vee, and it's kind of not that complex, and I steam them in a little steamer thing, and I steam them, and then I make a sauce. It has soy sauce, sriracha, chili crisp oil,
You just put too much crap in your stuff.
No.
sriracha, soy sauce, chili crisp oil, a little bit of lime juice, and salt, and cayenne pepper, and I dip my little dumplings, into this sauce. It's so good. It makes me happy every single time. If not that, then it's steak that my dad made. My dad makes really good steak.
Medium well.
Medium rare or rare. The other day it was purple. I couldn't chew it, so I had
2
to
and
spit
2.
it out.
2 minute, you're good.
My dad likes it purple. Like when I say because right now my dad's doing the carnivore diet, so he only eats meat.
Do you use sauce for your steak?
No,
Good.
that's so gay.
Oh.
That's so not good.
All right, Mareli, what's your favorite meal?
Just bleep it out.
You said it. You said steak. I like steak. I like steak. I
See-
never get steaks. It's like a.
I keep telling her I'm gonna invite her over next time we
She
have
never
steak,
does.
and then I keep
She
forgetting.
never does. Should I go have steak?
My dad will just go to the store and buy like 5 steaks, and everyone in my family have their own.
That's-
I love steak. Deer? Have you ever had deer?
Yeah.
It's so
From
good.
Iowa, what do you expect?
My dad makes his own deer jerky. He makes
Have
his
you ever
own.
had ostrich?
What type of?
No, because I'm not a
Animals are you-
loser. Okay, my dad makes his own deer jerky. It's so good.
Yeah.
There's like 4 bags in our freezer.
Brody Hughes hooked me up with like 2 bags of deer jerky this year.
Next time my dad makes them, I'll bring you some. It's so good.
I'm a fat guy. I love food. Other than like sushi. You probably
I
watched that
love
sushi down
deer.
to Dr. Pepper, dude, didn't you?
Meal, like
I've
favorite appetizer at like Super Bowl party? Buffalo chicken dip. I love
Yeah, I don't like
Kipley, give me a high five right now.
It's a low 5, but
Shoot on
Okay.
high.
nah, I don't
Yeah.
like that. No, Jamie loves the buffalo.
I'm not a super
chicken.
spicy guy. Like I won't
Spinach
get buffalo
artichoke
wings
dip.
a lot.
Mini wieners, man. Barbecue wieners thing.
Spinach
Oh,
artichoke.
no,
Spinach
not
artichoke
gonna
dip.
eat that either.
Yup.
What's that one thing Gray always gets? The different toast, and then they put like tomatoes.
Bruschetta?
Bruschetta.
Ew, my stepmom makes that, and I don't. I'm
My
not a
wife
huge
makes
fan.
it all the time.
He's old, so he likes stuff like that.
It's like
Bread,
toast.
and it has like something with tomatoes on it,
Yeah,
and
it's
some
tomato
mozzarella cheese,
cheese.
and some like balsamic
Yeah,
glaze.
yeah,
It's
it's not good.
disgusting.
So, well, I think that's all we got today. You guys got anything else good for
Blech.
us? Yeah, it's too much. It looks even worse blurry. I think that's all we got for today. So thank you, ladies, for joining us today. Lots of fun getting different perspective. Enjoyed getting to know you both over these past couple years. You'll always be part of our football family. So just like the boys, remember I love you guys, and I will always be here for you. So with that being said, roll Tigers.
Oh, I thought you were going to say roll tide. I thought we were going to